We had crazy
good,
wind this morning.
Yeah,
so much wind.
Did you have crazy wind this morning? We're coming to you live, everybody, from the middle of a hurricane. Just kidding. Most of us are
It's past us. It's past now.
Yeah, thank goodness. I think everybody is okay, but again, most of us on this stream are from Texas, and it really was hit by Queen Beryl, which is my favorite that we have a hurricane named after a Sailor Moon villain. It's very funny to me. Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Steven!
And we're the Fate Divinities, a channel dedicated to running and talking about Daggerheart, which is the new tabletop RPG from Darrington Press and Critical Role. That is for one day only, folks, because it is July 8th today in Open Beta version 1.4.2. That's right. It's the last day. Pour one out for the homies being minor revisions. Because tomorrow, July 9th, we are going into 1.5. All very exciting. And this is the last one. This is allegedly, I don't trust it necessarily, but allegedly, this is the last version of the open beta, and this will just be the final version that we're using until launch, which probably I would guesstimate about a year and stuff. So yeah. Kind of crazy. I'm excited for tonight too, MC Cat. I really am. And also, some of you are subscribers in our chat, which brings me to my first announcement of the night, which is that this is our first official, we've had one, but our first official Monday stream where we are affiliated Twitch people. That's crazy. Boo, 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 boo. So for everybody who has been in the audience, has followed our channel, has sat in there, it actually matters. I didn't know that mattered until Twitch was like, hey, you have to have X number of viewers continuously to have this. And that was the first time I ever cared. Thank you all so much. Gene Screen asked, what does affiliated mean? Affiliated means that Twitch realized that they could make money off of us. And so they're like, you could make some money too. It's an official, it's the lowest tier of being an official channel on Twitch. The other one is a partner, it's higher, it has better rewards and stuff. But it means we have an active audience, we stream frequently, we have a significant number of followers, and it means that, I'm so sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to turn them off, but I don't think you can. You can enable ads on your stream, and
make emotes.
Make emotes. You can make emotes that people can see in our chat that Rooks and Spud Nugget have put in. Anybody who follows the stream, I think, has access to standard emotes. Anybody who subscribes get access to paid tiers. For example, like Chris doing this as Tank, and me doing, I'm not going to do the face, and Kayla wearing a hat. Like, so if you ever want to put those in chat, please subscribe. Remember, guys, if you have an Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription per month. I suggest you use that on our small, teeny, tiny channel. Hi, Nerdplurg. Hi, Bash107. It's so good to see everyone. I'm having such a good time. It's so fun for me. I know that a lot of channels are affiliated. It's not like this huge sticker or anything, but it's kind of impressive. And doing it in 3 months is pretty impressive. So thank you all so much for everything. I really appreciate it. We'd be here even if you weren't, but it sure does make it better that you're here. So thank you guys so much. Okay, so the next piece is, I've already touched on this, but the whole point of our channel is talking about Daggerheart. That's what we want to be here for. And the open beta is moving to that final stage, 1.5. I'm just going to focus on this and then I'm going to look at that because y'all are all laughing. We're moving to 1.5.
For the children.
Remember, guys, Open beta is closing at the end of July. I don't know if you've noticed, it's July 8th. It's coming at you quick, boys. If you want to be a part of this, please do it now. It's the Gather Your Party time. If you don't have friends to play with, then just read the domain cards. If you want to get in there and if you want to talk to somebody about it, talk to me about it. Come join our Discord if you're not already in there. We talk about it all the time. That's a great time. So, but 1.5 is coming out tomorrow, and as always, you know you can count on us to talk about it before we even know what we're talking about. That's right. Me and Steven, at a minimum, will be here tomorrow night. We might have others, we might not, but at least me and Steven will be here, thank God, at 6:30 Pacific. They're releasing it at a normal time this time around, so we get.
It's very exciting to see that. I was like kind of stressed.
I was stressed too. I was like, am I going to be editing until 2 a.m. again? I can't do that. I'm old. I can't. But yeah, so please, if you want to come hear about it first, I truly think we're the first channel that talks about it, and I know we're the first channel that puts a whole edited video on YouTube consistently. So if you want to be part of the cool crowd, come through. You know, you don't have to, but you'd be cool if you did. MC Cat, you said no, downplaying it. You guys are awesome and deserve this. That is so kind, MC Cat. I love the crap out of you. I will leave that in the YouTube edit so that in the future you can tell people who have no idea who we are. Somebody on YouTube one time said we were cool, and you know, it'll be great. Bash 107, big Rooster energy. I love it. It's very good. So, all right, wrapping up announcements, just a couple of other pieces. This is a big, heavy week for us, you guys. We're here tonight for Marauders of Windfall. We're here tomorrow for 1.5, and we will be back on Thursday for our level 7 one-shot. Are you exhausted? Because I sure am. Steven, your thing is doing the thanks. Level 7 one-shot on Thursday. If you want to come through and see that, please do. You know, you don't have to, but it's going to be the conclusion of our 2-part with Justin at the helm, and it's very exciting so far. I don't know what we're going to do about the Befog. I think that we should kill him. Also, I think that killing him means that the whole world is going to die in a heat wave. So it will just be summer in the south, which is fine. And then next week, Justin will not be here. He'll be out of town and everything. So we're going to switch it up again on you guys. That means Marauders of Windfall will continue the next Monday for the final piece. It will only be 2 episodes, but it will be split up into 2. I'm not doing 4-hour streams on this channel. I'm too tired. But it will be split up into 2. This upcoming Monday, we're going to keep moving through those mid to high level one-shots. This one's going to be a level 8. Steven is going to run it for us, and we're getting Kayla! So she's going to be here with us for a one-shot at level 8. I'm very excited.
Very excited.
Yeah. There's been talks about maybe it being a battle royale of just level 8 player characters coming into a tournament room and slam dunking on some fools. So, you know, lots of spells. Yay for editing Rachel. I'm sure she'll have a lot of fun. And then the last announcement, finally, is that you guys all thought that we were done with Midnight Syndicate, but they have my heart forever. And they don't just make spooky music, guys. They make grand, epic music as well. So when we were flying to the skies and I was looking for music to use, I have chosen them again. So if you like the music that's going to be playing in portions of this stream, especially once we get to certain airships and stuff, that's Midnight Syndicate. Please go follow them. They've been making music that is just incredible for like 30 years. And yeah, shoot them a follow, shoot them a like. They're incredible. So that is all the announcements. I know that was a lot. Do you guys have anything to add, anything to share?
Good job. That was impressive.
Yeah, good job. You really did it. You did it.
Thanks, guys. It was wild. I have a lot of notes. Okay. All right. So moving into tonight's episode of whatever this is. All right, so very brief recap. People don't need these anymore at this point, especially because we're closing out. But the party arrived weeks ago at this point, guys, in our world, but about a week and a half ago in theirs, the party arrived on the island of Blackgum Hollow, Anura's ancestral home where she is spared to the throne, to find it a desolate, despairing place filled with mists and mysteries. But with the Shadow King banished back to the circles below, they are leaving it a beacon of restored hope, you guys. Your time on the island has been a fever dream of incredible highs and deep, dark lows, but you can confidently say that you have done more than anyone could have ever asked you of, or dreamed of for your ragtag group of adventurers. And you are leaving the town. If you weren't sure of it before, you are leaving this town, this island, this nation, heroes in your own right. Are there any last items that your group needs to address before leaving? Any items you wanted to buy? Long rest projects you had a few days? Letters you wanted to write? Murders or atrocities you wanted to commit? Anything that you wanted to touch base on before we move on?
I would have at some point went back over and picked up my weapon, with the chain attached to it. And then at some point, we would have gone through the treasure room, and we found a couple items while we were in the treasure room.
Absolutely.
We found an infinite bag, something that we can store our abundance of overused items or unused items in. And then we also found a worm shield, which I am taking. It's a fancy shield. I imagine that it's like kind of like a coiled looking, almost like millipede or centipede, like kind of look to it. And
it's just a bunch of bugs, and you occasionally refill more bugs.
Just more bugs.
It's just more bugs. You just always slapping, the ones that go on my shoulders already.
Yeah. Tell me about this shield, because when I read it, I almost said, Steven, there's no way that that's a tier 1 item. You have to put it back. But then I looked at it, and it certainly is. It matches in terms of like the damage and stuff, so it is, but it's impressive. Tell me what the worm shield does.
So the worm shield itself has a self-sealing carapace. It repairs itself 1d4 armor slots during a long rest. So essentially gives me an extra thing to do during a long rest, not the short rest, but a long rest. And then more importantly, a standard shield gives you +1 armor. This one gives you +3 armor. So it is kind of a buff to the armor score.
It's crazy. It's a significant...
Reminds me of like a Elden Ring shield.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was playing around for a while trying to like put it together on Hero Forge, because I do a lot of Hero Forge stuff, and it's hard to do. I'm still fighting with it.
I like to imagine that as you were escorted to the depths of this palace, and Queen Bedelia very much telling Anura, okay, you can pick one thing. Oh, and grab that old bag while you're in there, but she walked away, and then they turned that big key in the door, and just, oh my god, so much gold, so much shinies, and Ted immediately scampering in and looking through everything finds the aha like moment.
The one non-shiny thing in the room.
Yep. Absolutely.
I can use this in a fight.
Everybody else just bedraggled, like, let him have it. And you did, you did pay money again to have your scythe attached to a chain, which is going to make it go at a little bit of a distance. We're not making it go far. It's basically going from melee to very close, right? That's what we had talked about. Fantastic. So.
Yeah, that was the discussion. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of range.
And we do have 2 different blunderbusses, a pea shooter that shoots far but not for hard, and then I'm not going to talk about it too much because we're not supposed to be publishing homebrew content. But Chris, first of all, Tankerbell is an agility-based character, so we can't use a blunderbuss. So it is fitted already with the Gem of Alacrity, which allows you to use it with agility. But also, he really wanted to stay as a melee guy and keep big hits. So I've retooled the blunderbuss, and he can, but it's some fuckery, and if things go poorly, it's gonna do some stuff. And I think you've chosen you're taking that. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, it's like essentially a improved longsword that blows up on you if you roll a 1 on it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was just gonna take like there's longsword I already had, but just make it a blunderbuss for the flavor.
Yeah.
But I guess just to keep up with the tier 1 stuff. We changed it.
Fair.
And
yeah,
this
I mean,
one doesn't blow
mine's
up on anyone near
technically
me.
a short sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is flavor, guys. Remember, big naked babies. Be a big naked baby if you want. Be a gun-toting fool if you want. But I, as the GM, retain the permission to do some stuff. So, all right. And, of course, Anura has her brand new harp. And the last thing that your team does have is that Devouring Dagger, which I think Gimbo is carrying right now. So.
Yeah.
And everybody got a bag of gold.
We got some cool stuff.
Yeah, y'all did it. We got some good loot. So I think now, is there anything else y'all are doing on this island? Everybody good with your weapons? Everybody good with your level, etc. before we dive in?
If there was a couple days, I probably will write some letters if there is any way to get that mailed off, since I won't be going home right away. But I'll probably write some and get back to you off stream.
Yeah, absolutely. There was 100% time to do that. Okay. All right, great. All right, so I think now is a good time because we're going to be diving into the adventure. Let's go through our character introductions. So, Steven, let's go ahead and start with you.
I am playing Tedeos and Wilbur. Tedeos is a Ridgeborn mixed ancestry, primarily Simiah, but also just a little bit of dwarf in there. He is a ranger, a Beastbound, and that entails Wilbur. Wilbur, or Bill, is my faithful rooster who helps me battle through all kinds of goodies.
Great. And then we have Justin.
Yep, I'm Justin. I am playing Gimbo, the Ridgeborn dwarf. He is a syndicate rogue. His syndicate is mining. I don't forget what we called it as a mining, not coalition.
I think it might be the mining coalition, honestly.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
it's an organization of miners. We go out, we mine stuff, we do things with it, sell it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's me.
Living their best life, absolutely. And then we have Kayla.
Hey, I'm Kayla. I'm playing Princess Anura. She's a highborn Ribbet bard, and she just helped save her hometown.
She sure did, and was edified to sanctahood, according to the Ribbet folk, although it's unofficial, Yeah. And then
very exciting.
Yeah, and then we have Chris.
I'm Chris. I'm playing Take Molarson, Call of the Brave Faerie warrior. Yeah, he's Faerie, also half Simiah, just for the stats, and that's about it.
Thank you, guys. And then, of course, I am just not a PC. I'll be playing everybody else that you talk to tonight. I'm Rachel, and I am your game master, or as I like to say, I won't let it die, your dagger master if you nasty. So, all right. So with that in mind, are you guys ready to push onward?
Yeah, one more question. Just since you said it was a few days, should we be doing anything else long rest wise, like clearing our health or stress or anything like that?
I was going to suggest that because you have several days. As long as you're not working on, even if you are working on projects, we could talk about that separately. Steven looks like he's dying. Like you can
Don't fall asleep, Steven.
You can clear all of your health and clear all of your stress. And I will allow everyone to take 2 additional hope. okay? You probably could, given the amount of time that we have, get up to full, but we're just gonna keep it cautious, okay?
You probably used it to not trip, like choke on something and die at some point.
Yeah, 100%. So, all right. So, any last things before we start off?
I did, if y'all wanted to, I did like start putting like notations of what's in the infinite bag. If y'all need me to like hold anything for you, you can tell me what it is.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Tank, you have to surrender something to the bag. Oh no, you can wait. You can have one thing in your inventory, can't you?
Yeah, luckily warriors don't have the handsy requirements.
Well,
you could do
this
two handers in one hand.
This is, you can only store the things that fit on your character sheet.
Plus one, right?
But I think it's plus one. I think it's one thing in your primary, one thing in your offhand, and something else. Am I right there?
Yeah. Another thing.
That is correct.
Right.
You put a condition on the gun. If it blows up, I can't use it until I repair it in a long rest. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna keep that extra sword.
Yep.
Fair.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the dagger in there because I'm also at that.
Or something, Squire, or something.
Yeah. Listen, you wouldn't want to trip and set off an explosive or something. That would never happen. That's crazy. That would be silly.
It would never happen again.
Yeah, not twice on one channel. All right, so Steven, make sure that you mark that you have the devouring dagger in there from Gimbo. All right, cool. So, guys, we are doing the Marauders of Windfall tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and read this piece of it because I want to stay true to the source material as much as possible, but as you know, I'm going to flavor it. So for the getting started piece of the Marauders of Windfall, the party has booked passage on the R.A.S, the Royal Airship Windfall. So the R.A.S. Windfall, a new Navy airship that the commander boasts is the fastest vessel in the sky. A journey that would take a week on foot or horseback will only take 2 days aboard the freighter. So this is new technology, all right? And now entering back into our story. The morning of your departure, you all gather your things, and Anura, you say one last goodbye to your childhood home, once more realizing as you look into your bedchambers that the last time you left the palace on an adventure, by the time you made it back, your whole world had changed. Who will you be? Who will your friends be? Who will your family be? The next time that you open the door to this room, you wonder as you watch the shaft of light glinting off your bedroom wall shrink and then fade as you close the door to your bedchambers. When your party arrives at the palace entry, you receive a royal farewell from the palace staff, many of them with tears in their eyes, but noticeably, Queen Bedelia and Princess Liliana are missing. You spot them smiling and waving to you from the window of a palanquin placed at the head of a procession. They mean to see you to the docks. The second palanquin, you all enter and feel as they lift gently into the air on dragonfly wings and begin gliding down the paths through the marsh. On the journey, as you all watch the island through the windows, you all think back to the call that Anura had with Marlowe Fairwind only 2 days ago, when Anura agreed to lend a hand to her friend again. You can almost hear her words, as you did that afternoon, gathered around the speaking sphere in the observatory. Oh, Anura, you don't know how relieved I am. After everything you've been through, well, I know you've helped with the ward already, and I'm just so grateful. But you really are in for a treat. I've arranged your transport on the most illustrious skyship in the royal fleet, the R.A.S. Windfall. It is gorgeous, but Anura, that's not what's incredible about the ship. No, The Windfall is a modern marvel, brand new, top of the line, and incredibly secretive technology that is the biggest talk of the town for the last 3 weeks. They've branded it the fastest vessel in the skies, and usually I'd roll my eyes, but Anura, it's true, we've clocked them. The journey you'll be making, the Kinnikos and Jags, by the way, usually that takes a week from Cerulia. Anura, the Windfall clocks it in 2 days. If I'm honest, I'm a bit jealous. Oh my god. Apparently it's something they've done with the engine. And Miss Melandra Silver is responsible. She's the crew's mage and engineer. And I have been dying to get an invitation to meet her, but she's truly so booked and busy right now. Too booked for me, can you imagine? But when you meet her, if you get the opportunity to mention me, nothing gauche, Anura. No. But only if you can fit it in organically. It's not like I'm some fan or anything. But I'm just, well, you know, I'm a woman of science.
Of course.
Oh. What if they give you a tour of the Silver Engine? Oh, Anura, if they do, you have to remember every little detail and tell me all about it. I am so thoroughly intrigued. But anyway, to the point. The Windfall will pick you up from the docks. They always say dawn, but honestly, don't bother being there until noon. These things always run late. Fastest vessel or not, you just can't accommodate the Navy's poor scheduling. The ship was already headed to the Kinnikos and Jags, which is how I pled the case. Truth be told, they're a bit cross with me. They had overbooked security, and I found the error and made a request to make the exchange since this is so urgent. But they didn't really have a choice in the matter given my station, but I hear the commander is not very pleased at the switch. Anyway, if anyone gives you any grief at all, tell them they can speak to me directly, and I'll be sure to give them every ounce of my attention at my earliest convenience. That'll shut them up. Anyway, they'll make a brief stop at Gatherlead, where I've left word for you to be delivered a very rare magical component that I just know will help me get the ward back to full function. That's really why I needed someone of your caliber. I don't want to go into specifics, but the component is, well, it's sensitive in nature and incredibly valuable. If anyone knows what you're after, you'll be a prime target for highway robbery, so I've basically told no one the real reason for your journey, and I know that I can trust you to be discreet, but truly don't tell anyone. And she, at this point in the conversation, waited for assent from the group that she knew was listening. To which you responded,
Yeah, I won't tell nobody.
Fantastic. All right, well, there have been, just to let you know, there have been reports of sky pirates of late, and they'd love to pinch something of this nature. So just in case, I thought it would be helpful to have someone of your experience to guard the package. Though I think the commander thinks you're just some nobility needing a lift. I didn't even tell him who you were. Oh, I'd love to see his face. Anyway, once you have secured the package, the Windfall will make one last brief stop on whatever mission they're on, and then about face right back to Cerulia. Oh, Anura, I can't wait to see you. I was thinking once you're here, we could go back to that little tea. Excuse me? What is it now? Yes, I understand, but with what? The cockatrice. No, I don't know how that's any of my concern. Well, yes, but... Fine, I'll manage it. Listen, Anura, I'm sorry, but I have to go. You understand. And thank you. Kiss, Anura. All right. And there's our whole vibe with all of the information. Any of you that were...
What an intro.
Yeah.
What an intro. You've done it.
Hook given. All right. Any questions about that dialogue? Like, I know that some people are note takers. Any questions about what you've learned from that?
Excellent.
Are the sky pirates dangerous? And if so, do we get to kill them?
For who knows? We'll find out. The Marauders of Windfall. So, all right. So, remember that this was a flashback, guys. As this is happening, you're traveling via that palanquin, gazing out the window at the marshlands beyond. But by now, the palanquin has actually turned into town, and as you enter, you begin seeing a crowd of Ribbet folk who have all heard about your departure, and they are crowding the center of the town.
Dad says that your volume might be a touch low.
Ooh, thank you so much, Dad. I appreciate it.
Saving the day.
I usually have the opposite issue for me. Let's see. All right, there we go. You let me know if I get too loud, okay? But yeah, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, so you see this crowd that have all flocked to the center of town, and they're all smiling at you, waving happily. You see the kids especially have pushed to the front to get a peek at the procession, like a parade, you know. Some of the crowd does look a bit small, but they're all like walking along with the procession. And as the crowd follows the parade procession all the way to the docks, cheering and chattering. At last you come to an abrupt stop on what is a small pier. However, this pier is built in 2 levels to accommodate both ships and barges by sea and airships. It truly is one of the more elaborate pieces of architecture on the island. But the Ribbet folk of Blackgum Hollow are ideally suited to building this kind of thing because, as Kayla knows, they're incredible with these kinds of ladder mechanics and ropes and netting and stuff. And it is no different. It does have a makeshift elevator, but it also does have a winding stair up to that second, much higher platform. Looking to the east, you see a beautiful golden skyship. Oh, I'm so sorry. That would have been to the west. Never eat sour watermelons. Yeah. All right. Looking to the west, you see a beautiful golden skyship with green netted sail wings coming from the direction of where the Isle of New Morn used to lay, and it drifts lazily but directed at your group. As you exit the palanquin, the queen and princess rush forward to say goodbye to Anura. All 3 of the women of House Fiddleleaf, the last of your family, wrapped in a group hug to say goodbye. Anura, do you have anything you'd like to say in goodbye to your family?
Just, tell my mom to take care of Lily and tell Lily to take care of the kingdom.
They both kind of wipe very small tears. They're very practiced in like lifting their eyes back and everything. And
right.
Bedelia steps forward, and again she like holds your face in her hands and everything, and she looks into your eyes very deeply and says, Anura, I just want you to know how proud I am of the woman that you've become. You be safe.
Thank you, Mama.
You come back to me in one piece, okay?
I'll try my best.
Okay, I love you. And she's going to give you a big hug. And then Liliana steps forward, and she still, even now, a week and a half later, she is still struggling with this. Anura, I love you so much. And I hope that
you too, Lily.
I hope that adventuring makes you really, really happy. And she's just gonna crash into you and hug.
Oh my god.
And they're gonna then...
This poor baby.
They're going to step back at this point, but the crowd has thronged around your group. For each of you, who do you see in the crowd? that is gathered. Anyone from the adventure that made an impact on you that you would want to see here in these final moments. Each of you can pick a different person. So who do you see? I know who Steven sees. Ain't no way that we don't know who Ted sees.
Just standing like a head higher than all the other Ribbets in the crowd.
Dressed in
Beautiful.
black like a widow, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just waving her hanky. And like she's making a pouty face, but then sometimes she yeah. She's loving the like moment, you know? She gets to be gone with the wind. Like
I see, definitely see Kevin in the background. He's happy as out, but he's definitely brooding that we're getting all this attention.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Kevin has been released. A full pardon?
I assume he's just work order. He's back on duties, but
All right. Demoted
Maybe not
at
the same
very least.
position.
yeah.
Probably so.
Does anybody see Rory?
Yeah, Rory's in the back, spitting and shining his fresh new pauldrons. That was his new job he got.
Oh my
And glaring at him.
Incredible. Who else do we see? Anybody else?
Yvette. And she's like got her little, because she always wanted to be a nurse, right? So like maybe she's, got a cute little nurse outfit on. She's really doing it.
She's really doing it. Just waving and kind of no tears in her eyes at all. She is just beaming with joy. You are the reason that she found who she was. She's happy to see you grabbing onto that.
What was the old man's name?
Krampus.
Krampus.
No, it wasn't.
Blair. That's how we started the journey,
Krampus! It was Krampus!
Not
Old man.
Krampus.
Kato the
Krampus.
Elder.
Bruno Mars.
Kato is the old person.
Kato. There it is.
Pampus, Percival Pampus is the shitty guy, the Severus
Well, yeah,
Snape.
but he's old too, huh?
No,
Is he not?
maybe you
Yeah, he's
listen.
not as young as Daffodil, but
I really thought he was.
No, he was probably middle-aged, and he talked like Severus Snape. Severus Snape was the inspiration for him. Jade Screen says, "Hell yes, go Kevin." We have to do a one-shot with Kevin at some point because, like, truly a fan favorite.
Gene would love that. Yeah.
you're saying he doesn't sound like an old person, but I honestly was imagining him very much like Buford T. Justice from the Smokey and the Bandit movie.
The southernness of this goddamn stream will never be killed. Burt Reynolds at his prime. Okay. So, Tank, you had said that you see Kato. How does he look? What's he doing?
I'm gonna say he's looking a little. I think
Okay. The old
Yeah, I just
man
thought of him
when you
because
got
he
his
was the
shorts.
first guy we saw, right, when we
Yes.
came here.
Good
I imagine
circular
he's
building.
here at the end. Yeah, I think he's probably got a little more pep in his step, right? Because he got kind of a little Alzheimer's-y at the end there.
He did. I'll
He
say
found
that,
himself.
I'll say that Broussard has come and collected him and taken him out of the almshouse to let him kind of lean on him as he's saying goodbye. So Broussard is there in the crowd as well. Just-
After
Is he
a
flexing?
pretty hard day of
Totally.
work,
yeah.
his shirt's unbuttoned. There's like moisture on his
He's
chest.
wiping his brow.
And
Yeah.
Hank's checking him out, like
Taking care of the elderly too.
Yeah. He's a good man, Anura. A good man. Mustache and black cowboy included. Yeah, absolutely. The black cowboy hat. Absolutely MC Cat. 100% Burt Reynolds. Yeah, so Broussard is 100% flexing. It's subtle flexing, but he's waving and you notice that like it just like kind of curls sometimes and stuff.
getting away with it.
And listen, I love making I love enemies to lovers tropes. So I'm gonna sweeten the pot. A kid runs up and he's trying to see through the crowd and Broussard lifts him up on his shoulder. Just a random kid. Just lifts him up on his shoulder.
Good guy.
wow.
Flexing.
What a man.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Oh,
become.
one for
But
all.
he only uses one arm. He like just scoops him
scoops.
up and onto
It's
the
just-
shoulder.
Must be a call of
Because
the
the other
brave.
arm's still bracing Kata because he's old and he's feeble and he's like making sure his old man doesn't fall.
Yeah. You want a man who
Youth
can build you a
and
house? All right. So everyone there is like, gathered around. You see all of the faces of the people who you have changed their lives, saved their lives here on this island, and they are going to be forever grateful to your group. At this point, you begin. So by now, the skyship is near enough that you can actually begin to hear shouting from the ship deck, and they are clanging a bell signaling that they're pulling into port. Balloon anchors begin being dropped from the back of the ship out to slow the windfall, catching those drifts of air behind them, and ropes begin being tossed as the skyship prepares itself to settle into that upper level dock. Now, you say your last farewells and then ascend to that upper level. Are you taking the elevator lift pulley system, or are you taking the stairs? Either one is
I'm gonna
fine.
fly it.
Which one seems more stable?
It's the stairs, and this
I'm
brings
taking
me to a great point, which is that in the last episode of combat, I of course used almost all of my fear. I have one left. And I'm not going to be using it at all, but I thought it was very fitting because, Gimbo, it's yours. A little rock. And at one point, very early in our game, when you were fighting in the battle that you passed away in, at one point, one of the attacks gave us a glimpse into Jimbo's fears. And you had told us that he carries with him a trauma from when he was a child and almost fell over a cliff. I don't know if you still are, but is Gimbo still afraid of heights? And by the way, I promise not to use this to be a shitty GM. I don't like it when people do that.
It's fine. I was already planning to tie myself to whatever kind of mast thing we got up there.
Incredible. Fantastic. All right. Great. And then my only other question I have is, have any of you ever ridden on an airship before? Not you, but your characters ridden on an airship before.
Yeah, Rachel, they're called airplanes.
Have anybody ever ridden an airplane before? A big flying bird in the sky?
It doesn't make no goddamn sense.
How did it not fall right out there?
It was up in the air the whole time.
Again, Southerners, guys. That's all of us. Anura, have you ever... I don't think that the rest of you probably would have, but Anura, maybe.
Let's say no. Let's say it's the first time for her too. Yeah.
Ted would have seen him because he had been at points in the yin tree, probably had seen like smaller, like schooner versions dropping people off or
well,
things.
That's beautiful. Then tell me what you think, Ted, as you were all climbing this stair, except for Tank, who is flying and just like giving you all words of encouragement as you're starting to, even as fit as you adventurers are, this is a steep stair, you know? But Ted, you having sat in the yin tree, the limbs of that great tree, years and years, and looking out over the continent and seeing those sky ships departing from Cerulean, did you ever think that you'd be on one? Did you dream about this? Were you afraid of it?
No, I mean, he would... Ted would definitely have been interested in them, but he didn't ever probably consider himself ever getting on one. They're the hoity-toity rich and like the really, really like kind of well off are the ones that typically showed up in the airships. because not everyone did. Some people showed up at the base of the mountain, and that's what his job was to like help them get to the top. But every once in a while, some of the real important people, they just show straight up to the entry.
Just deposited right there to that top, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. I love that. Okay, so how do you feel then now as you're looking up and about to board one of those hoity-toity ships? Is this a moment for you of like, maybe, hey, look, Mom, I made it? Are you kind of posturing knowing that a woman that you have interest in is in the crowd below? What are you feeling?
I'm more interested in being on the ship and like climbing and fucking around on the ship while we're up in the air.
It is a Simiah's paradise. We'll get to that, but like, guys, it's a ship. It has the
people walking like with Ted would probably see him like brimming to an extent, like his fur kind of like around like the bridge of his neck and stuff, kind of like he's excited and like anticipated. You'd probably see Bill also picking up on Ted and like unsure why, but also like starting to kind of like fluff out and stuff. He's like, we're supposed to be excited. He's excited. We're supposed to be excited.
That's incredible. I love that. Okay. I want to ask Anura too. Anura, what do you feel? What does Anura feel about this?
She's super excited. She's anxious about leaving her family, but it's also like a little bit of relief to not have to, because it was a lot more responsibility than she's used to. So,
yeah. And then I know we've got some of Gimbo's perspective. Anything to add from your side?
I'm focused on this rail and my grappling hook in my other hand. I'm just making my way up.
Yeah, gripping,
trying to make a scene.
White knuckling the like. And Tank, what about you? Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm stoked. So, like, I was totally cool with being down in the muck for Anura's sake, but that's not a place that Tank necessarily doesn't like to be in the ground. You know, he's a flying creature. So, finally, like a kid out of recess, you know, you're just running. You're not even going anywhere. You're just been in a classroom all day. Yeah. And probably shouting stuff at his buddies, yelling for Gimbo, trying to give him like encouraging words that are like not helpful at all. Don't look down, and then you look right down.
That's exactly how I react, by the way, when people, like Kayla knows this, on like roller coasters and stuff, when people are like, it's a fun time, have fun. I get angry. I'm like, shut up, stop talking to me.
Big man.
Yeah.
Big man.
The most furious I've ever been. Like, it is not, I am bad at being out of my comfort zone. So, all right. So finally, having reached the second deck, you are able to see the Windfall in all of her shining glory. A sleek 30-hand skyship, clearly outfitted with all of the strappings of the Royal Navy of Cerulia, the city of welcome, that shining beacon on the hill of the main continent. And given its current status, you can see that it is the pride of the crew. The energy on deck is of a group that knows that if they play their cards right and push just a little bit harder, they will be a part of something for the histories. This is the fastest ship of the City of Welcome, and it's no laughing matter. They all nod at you matter-of-factly as you begin walking across the small bridge of beams that has been lowered to allow you to pass, which shifts under your feet with the movement of the air drifts and the ship floating movement. And each of you, afraid at all of the heights, have to remind yourself to breathe and not look down. As you board, I want you all to note that the RAS Windfall is a true ship. Imagine in your mind's eye, kind of, and like in all of your pirate adventures, the naval fleet ship. You know, the helm itself, the actual prow tilting proudly forward. But there are modifications because we are in a fantastical world, right? So one of the things, it does have 3 masts, absolutely, with the mainsail being the biggest one, truly with a crow's nest and everything there, ropes that are being slung down. Some of the crew is taking those down and planting on the ground before hustling off to do their own thing. There are some modifications, though. One of those things is that, and I would say, Anura, that you're very familiar with this. Absolutely. The others of you can decide. Airships in this world, the primary way that they stay aloft is through the use of loft stones. These are crystals that are excavated from the depths of the earth, so maybe Gimbo might be familiar with this, that have a high level of arcane attunement properties. And so vast amounts of energy can be funneled into these, and they service to lift the entirety of a ship and keep it floating. This one has quite a sizable one of those stones set into the, oh my gosh, rear of the ship. I don't think it's the aft. I think maybe it's the aft. Anyway, the rear of the ship. Large ones set into the actual deck itself, and 2 very small ones at the front on either side of the prow. I think it's the stern and the prow. Man, I used to know boat terms. Oh God, I should have done that research. Anyway, prep me for Gen Con. So up at the front, there are those 2 smaller ones. The other thing is that unlike your traditional Our World ships, this one has a set of sails coming out from either side of the ship. These help to steer it through the wind currents, and they are actually designed to look like the wings of a dragon. Greenish blue netting that has been strung here and is used to help it glide with 2 alternating sets. The last thing is that as you all step onto the ship, you see that instead of, in our world, the helm, the wheel of the ship, this is a glowing golden orb that is set onto a pedestal that you presume someone harnesses as they are steering the ship. What else do you guys notice about this ship? What do y'all want to add to it? It could be things like the energy of the crew or what kinds of people you see on the ship. It can be about the skies or the ship itself, smells, sounds.
I feel like with the ship, like the crew, like it is a pretty like high energy crew because they're like you mentioned, they're like everyone's kind of like we're on the verge of something great here. But because of that, like you can tell the crew has like a uniform that they're supposed to be wearing, but most of them have them in like wearing them in different ways. Like you can spot that everyone has like a similar like color palette going on because they all probably have the same basic uniform. They've all kind of like adapted it to their own kind of style of work or what they wear kind of thing.
Okay, incredible. So they're allowed to take, because of their kind of prestige, they're allowed to take some liberties with their uniforms. Okay, Fantastic. All right, anybody else? Anything?
I would say everyone's slightly drunk.
Oh, okay. Hadn't assumed everyone is slightly drunk?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to make this naval situation a little bit tough, but you know what? It's the fastest ship.
These are sailors, though.
Maybe they're always a little nervous, so this helps balance it out.
Yeah.
All they can't fly sober.
Nerd Blurg has Kevin. All right.
What ancestries are we working with on like for our crew here?
You can say. I mean, I know for a fact that you have humans, you have some elves, you actually see one orc woman. She's kind of smaller and with a cropped haircut, and she seems to be wearing a uniform that is a little bit more illustrious than the people around her. But anyone else, you could build anyone. It is a variety of people.
I want to say that there's like a clank, and he's got like, because they have like their integrated like specialties or whatever. He has like ropes built into his body that like he just like will like extend ropes out to like hand to people to like run up, and then like once they tie it off, he can cut it off, and he's got like.
At one point, he's up at the top of the mainsail in the crow nest, and he needs to get down. He ties off the rope and rappels down.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Awesome. Kayla, do you want to add anything?
I was thinking, yeah, like the ship had like steampunk vibes, and it's like, you know, navy blues and reds, and all the little rivets and all the metal parts are like golden.
100%. Absolutely on theme. Yes. Mm-hmm. Incredible. Very good. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. So at this point, as you board, you actually all see that orc begins to recognize you stepping on board. Remember that most people are not actually taking much note of you as they are bustling about the ship to get these things managed. But that orc immediately clocks you, and she begins making her way over. This is a small but well-built orc of middle years, so she's about middle-aged, with close shorn black hair, gray-green skin, and tusks that curve upward from her lower jaw. She is a picture of poise and control here, though she is staggering just a bit, and you hear her. And as she approaches you all, she kind of stops in front of you and says, "Good morning and welcome aboard the R.A.S. Windfall. This is a bit of an unexpected stop, and pardon the crew right now. We're not used to stopping from our high velocities, and it makes us all a bit under the weather. But thank you for your timeliness. Now that you're aboard, we're going to do a few quick checks of the ship, and then we'll be on our way again. Destination Kinnikozin Jags. I understand you are the guests of Marlow Fairwind, and as such you'll receive private quarters. We hope you find the officers' quarters to your liking. Dinner will be served, and you can see that as she's continuing to speak, she's actually beginning to settle and like stand up a little taller, and you're getting the idea that what you had assumed was drunkenness of the sailors actually was, again, as she had kind of explained, the high velocity that this ship moves at means that when it stops, everyone is a bit discombobulated. You have seen people staggering and stuff, and all of a sudden, as they're getting used to it, they gain their footing. And she kind of...
Pressure changes.
Wait, what was that?
Like pressure changes just
like
affecting their
pressure
sinuses
changes.
right away.
Yeah. And you can see them all kind of beginning to shake it off, though a couple of them have a harder time of it. And then she stands up firmer and... Sorry about that. Dinner will be served at 1700 hours in the galley. We don't keep the kitchens open into the evening, so please eat your fill at dinner. You're welcome to explore the main deck and the passenger areas below, including the common area, the galley, and your quarters. However, access to the hold is restricted, and further, you have the privilege of traveling on the only ship outfitted with the latest arcane technology, the Silver Engine, pioneered by Miss Melandra Silver and making this the fastest ship in King Emrys's Royal Navy. The Silver Engine's design and construct are strictly confidential and proprietary. You are not permitted to go anywhere near it or the engine deck. She finishes her speech, and you do see her relax just a touch before kind of shrugging her shoulders. Basically, the top 3 decks are fine. Please don't go further than that. We'll be taking off soon. Please make yourself comfortable. And she is going to step back just a bit, though she stays very near to your team. Absolutely, go ahead.
Ma'am, where are the lifeboats?
We have them on both the port and starboard sides. You can see 2 pairs per deck level.
I'll trust you. I'm not going to look.
No, okay. Anybody else who did look, you can see that it's outfitted with a number of lifeboats, and each one has one of those very small crystals set into the stern of them. Anything else from your group with this person immediately? Okay.
What does the airship eat?
That's enough. That's enough out of you.
I have to ask that for Gene Screen. I have to pass it along.
What does the airship eat from Gene Screen? An excellent question. Also, hi,
Crit hit the giant. Hi.
It's good to see you. We're doing Marauders of Windfall here, and you made it just in time. We just got on board. All right, so she's going to, at this point, she looks at you a bit oddly and then says,
all right, the water ship ate stuff, but we couldn't find out what.
I understand.
Didn't. It didn't eat anything.
It's got to absorb something.
She watches you going back and forth, and she has sharp eyes, like very, you can see that she is a kind of quiet but very knowing woman, and she, as you talk, kind of just stares, and then, regardless of what the water ship ate, our ship does not consume anything, though it does run on arcane energy. Any other questions? And she continues standing there at attention with your group.
One more question. If we run out of arcane energy, does it fall immediately or does it fall slowly?
In the event of a disaster, a catastrophe such as losing all of the arcane energy, the ship will very rapidly begin to fall out. Remember to secure yourself before you worry about the safety of other passengers. Again, you'll find the safety boats, the life preservers, and the lifeboats on both the starboard and port sides of the ship in recurring themes.
Are the safety preservers like parachutes, or are they literally like the regular, like, you know, tubes that just have magic to make them float?
You know, we've never had to use them before. Now, what was your question? I want to think about this.
So like, you're saying like the life preservers. So I'm like, you know, are they the normal lifeguard like rings? And like, does that they just levitate you, or is it more like a parachute?
Yeah, no, they are like actual rings. Though you can see that they look like rings that are similar to our world. Who has a higher knowledge in this group? What's a person's knowledge? Anybody have any knowledge?
-1.
I have +1.
+1? That's great. Okay, fantastic. You can go ahead, if you'd like, and make a knowledge check for me if you'd like to understand, if you'd like to see where you gauge in terms of the knowledge about this kind of stuff.
I can only assume when you pull the thing, a bunch of doves fly out and they're tied on strings and they hover you slowly.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I dropped it. Okay. It's a 7.
With hope or with fear?
With fear.
Fantastic. I shall be taking one of your tiny crowns. Excellent. All right. And a 7 is going
Damn it.
to mean...
Shouldn't have looked.
You know very little about them, and I will say that because of that, the consequence is that as you are talking about this, you can see that, Gimbo, you are expecting Anura to know something, and this person, this orc, though she has not given you her name, she is standing there, and having noticed that you are wearing a hat and kind of glanced in regards to that, expects you to know a little bit more. But between the dialogue about your partner not, or your crewmate not understanding whether a boat eats food and then not answering the question, she kind of sighs. The life preservers, when activated in the state of an emergency, which you will do by taking the tube and blowing into it, will immediately trigger the arcane device, which will allow you to gently float down to the earth. However, it's advisable to also be inside of one of the life rafts, just in case it doesn't work.
I'll go find one of those and put it on.
Okay. Good luck.
Yep.
I'm not gonna blow it
Good
up.
luck,
I'm just
soldier.
holding on to it. Just holding on to the tube in the front.
All right. So, about this time, you see a woman passing, and she is fiddling with a square of blue and glowing arcane energy in front of it. She actually kind of thumbs through it as though it's a screen. You see her like enlarging the view and kind of tilting it and twirling it, clicking her tongue and muttering in a frustrated way. This woman is a middle-aged elf with light brown skin, thick curly hair, and a resting expression that looks like she's working on 3 problems at once. At all times. And as she's walking past, you hear her kind of, that can't be right. If my calculations, we'll run the tests again. And she begins to do an about face on her heel before she notices you. You all immediately understand that this can be no other than the mage herself, the engineer, just given on what you can see about her. And she kind of turns to you all and says, you must be... She's going to stop and glance at each of you in turn, stopping distinctly when she first sees you, Anura, her eyes on your hat, and then at Tedeos Yin. Ted, what is it about you that makes it so obvious that you are from the Yin clan to the well-trained eye, which Melandra Silver has?
I mean, the most obvious thing would probably be to anyone that's like actually looking. There's like fine detailing on the clothing where you can see like along like seams and stuff. It looks like binds are like stitched to like kind of. They use pieces of the tree itself to like weave into clothings and things like that.
And again, this is the second person that you're seeing with hawk eyes, okay? You're getting the sense that this is not a ragtag crew that have been assembled here. These are the best and brightest, clearly assembled to a purpose. And she clocks the stitching on your clothes, and you see her get visibly a bit flustered. And she turns bodily towards you all and closes her palm, causing that arcane energy square to blink out, and she kind of puts her hands in front of her and is fiddling with her hands. You must be, well, I had heard that we would be enjoying the company of some adventurers. I didn't know that it would be, well, I hadn't considered Melandra. I'm Melandra. I am the engineer on the sheep and the mage, and well, it's nice to meet you. She bows slightly, Your Highness, and then she bows again to you, Ted, and says, Diplomat. And she is going to then look at the others of you and, Adios. If there's anything we can help you with, please don't hesitate to ask. Excuse me, I have to, and she's going to begin making her way, but seeing you, Ted, lean in, she does like pause and turns back to you. Can I help you? You are on mute.
You are a
You recognized where I'm from?
I can only assume you are from the Yin clan diplomat, based on your attire and your ancestry.
I'm just Ted. You don't have to call me Diplomat.
Just Ted. It's excellent to know you. I apologize. We had not expected a group of quite your esteem. You know, Marlo really should have told us a bit more. I could have prepared myself a little bit more. She just said that you were her friends and that you were needing to go to the Jags, and I thought that maybe you would. I didn't know to prepare myself, and she kind of like turns her head suddenly at a noise, and you see like someone drop a chest, and she goes, ugh. And anyway, is there anything I can help you with? Anything I can do for you?
No. It's fine. If you need anything, we're here and we're happy to help. But go take care of your business.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm so sorry. You are. I understand. You are clearly Anura, Your Highness, and Ted. You had said, but then the others of your party, you are.
I'm Gimbo.
It's good to meet you, Gimbo. I'm so sorry. You're all wearing, you three, brown hats. Is there a new station that I should be aware of for courtesy?
Yeah, it's the protectors of the crown. These are my people. They all wear the brown hats.
Flick open her little pad, and you see her like do a little touchpad thing, and then she flicks it back closed again and says, "It's good to see you."
Mine's like a dual station, but don't worry about that. Yeah.
I'm not aware of the other, but okay. And then I'm so sorry, sir.
Hi, I'm Tank.
It's good to see.
I don't know what my hat does yet. Nice hat though.
I'm not sure. Gene Screen says, so is Protector of the Crown your gang name? And I love that. But no is the answer to that question. We were talking about that earlier today. I'm sure it won't come up. Anyway, so she's going to, again, it's not to the point of being obsequious, but she is kind of, you can see that she has been taken aback by this moment. She had not expected people of your caliber, and you can almost hear Marlo kind of cackling in Cerulean about the little fun joke that she's played on them, because you don't just not tell people that crown nobility are going to be on your ship, you know? But she is going to, again, bowing again, you see her, I am sorry, again, if we had but known, then we would have, Kales, and she turns to the orc who is still standing there, and for all of the bowing and the graciousness that Melandra is showing you, this orc woman has not shifted at all. She is still just kind of dully standing there, and you get the energy off of her, I will say, for Gimbo and Ted, because you have higher instincts. You get the energy off of her that she wants to be helping prepare the ship, and she's been assigned babysitting, you know? She's kind of just standing there very calmly and reserved, but Melandra says, Kales, you have all met our lieutenant commander, Kales Shorehand. Kales, if there is anything that they need, please just let me know. I can be here at a moment's notice. Do you have the? And she flicks open her screen and looks at Kales, and Kales and digs into her pocket and puts on a bracelet, and then with her left hand, because she is left-handed, flicks open a screen. Mm-hmm.
What is that?
This is this is a new invention of mine. You see, it's terribly complicated having paper particles up here in the skies. So I've made something. It has all of our notes and things. It's proprietary. And she kind of
have you tried sticking him to a board and like holding him down with a clip?
Yes, we've tried clipboards. Yes, but an excellent observation, and maybe you'll try it again sometime if maybe.
I would suggest 2 clips. So the bottom and the top, so it doesn't flop out.
Wow. You're really going to tell her how to do her job.
Just like
Wow.
your
The lady that
mansplaining.
made the engine.
How would you turn the page?
Oh, wow.
She
Not a
is-
good look for you, Jim.
Listen,
Not everybody's got magic.
I can't relate to this lady because I am a paper girl every day of my life. Like, I have 3 monitors in front of me and I still printed all of these notes because I cannot do it. There's something tactile. Velocidad Jimbo dwarf splains clipboards. He absolutely do.
I'm more just
Yeah, really
anti-technology in this.
Can I get a Jimbo in chat?
It's honest work.
It's an honest answer, yeah. So she you can tell about her that she is incredibly patient because she is not rolling her eyes, sighing, anything. She's just like nodding attentively. Well, you know, I hadn't thought of a second clip, but maybe it could help, you know.
Yeah, it's that's new stuff scares me.
Yeah, I understand. No, new things are terrifying, honestly. You know, we all have to deal with the onslaught of new technology every day, and frankly, I myself am often perturbed about it. And Celeste goes, this is the first time Celeste just, and you see she kind of looks, oh, I'm sorry, Celeste. Listen, I'm so sorry. I really have to check on the engine. We're trying to clock the speeds. We're trying to break our previous record that we had broken before. We're going to get to the Jags as quickly as we can possibly, but I really must go. If there is anything that you need from me, I promise once we're in this skies proper again, I will immediately attend to them. But I really have to. And Celeste, you can just stop, you know. Yes, I know. Thank you. And she bows and then begins exiting stage right. You know, she's just moving away and jostling, bringing back that screen up. And at this point, almost like someone who is terrified of the seconds she has lost, just flipping maniacally through her little screen. Okay. All right. So, at this point, you are going to, anybody that's watching her, you are going to, following her with your line of sight, you're going to see her moving up to the prow, where you see her trailing a man who is broad-shouldered human and stands kind of straight up. Everyone that is around him is really trailing him, and you can see him kind of flicking and kind of giving guidance, even with like short just movements, subtle movements. It's pretty clear that this is probably someone, if not in charge, higher up on the ranks. And she begins trailing him, as you know now, talking insistently at him as he's walking the span of the ship, advising the crew here, commanding them to attend something there. He is a broad-shouldered human, and again, these descriptions are coming right from the Marauders of Windfall. I didn't change anything for any of this. He is a broad-shouldered human with bronze skin, starched clothes, polished buttons, and an impressive bearing. Anura, you would kind of get the sense, just based on how he walks, that he's probably from nobility. Maybe a minor house. He might not be something significant, but there's something unmistakable about the way that nobility commands themselves, and he's got it. He's got a presence modifier, you know. So he, at this point, finally, you see him with kind of a sudden, abrupt halt, about face to her, and look down at her. He does smile gently, though maybe a touch frustrated, as you see her beginning to talk with like big kind of eyes and gestures, and she's not pointing at your group, but you do see her kind of like flick her head in your direction, and Kane subtly kind of like looks over and curtly nods to your group, though
I wave heavily.
Everybody.
And you see
Ogre.
Melandra kind of, and she's talking to him again, and this time she's like under her, like she turns her body, but you can see her like pointing and stuff. And he, with just not, he is not a man of big expressions. He very curtly, one hand tells her to tone it back, and she kind of stands a little bit at attention, and he gives her some instructions, and she kind of nods her head, and he turns and about faces back up to the helm of the ship. She at this point kind of collects herself, glances at your group, and kind of shyly waves again, and then moves off. At this point, you are going to see that the orc kind of coughs just a bit and says, "You don't, is there anything that you would like to see on top deck? If I have your leave, I'd like to support my crew in getting ready to take to the skies again, but once we're up above, I can attend you again to show you to your quarters."
Elsie, you run out. You do what you need to do.
Wait, is her name Celeste?
Her name is Celeste.
It's Elsie. She's Lieutenant Commander.
She stiffens at... Oh.
It's her station. I thought you were calling her Elsie, like Elsa, but...
I thought you were calling
you were
her
super
that.
familiar.
I'm going to make a check for her real quick to see if she thinks you're calling her Elsie.
We're all just assholes.
No, she gets it. She gets it. She kind of like, you see again that she has to kind of like hold herself, but she does understand what you're saying. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, dude, you know, take care of yourself. Y'all got this. You need to get us up in the air and haul ass. We'll hang on for dear life, and we'll you know, not fall off.
Sure. There's spare rope to the side if you need anything. All right, I'll be back once we're in the air. And she's going to begin marching off, and you see her immediately head to the mainsail, and she begins climbing those ropes up to the first kind of area where people can stand, and she begins giving commands to people who are repairing one of the sails. Okay, guys, so at this point, the last thing that I want to give you is that at one point, you know, it is a bustling energy here. It is a full-blown group of crew. Again, this is a 30-hand ship preparing to take flight. These people are transporting cargo, big barrels, moving crates together. One guy you actually see has his arms full of too many things, and at one point everything drops and you see the crew all kind of turn, like when you're in the back rooms of a restaurant, and then they all go back to what they're doing. He's trying to grab everything up again, but he actually can't because his arms were too full. So you see him like kind of get the attention of another person who sees what he's asking and takes a chest, a treasure chest effectively, and picks it up and places it on crates. And then they both walk in different directions. Outside of that, what are you guys doing as they're preparing? It takes them about the better part of an hour. Is there anything that you guys are doing on board, on deck? World Hero Rooster.
I'll kind of wander downstairs trying to find our room without getting in the way.
Okay, all right. Flacco-Bama, thank you. Flacco-Bama, it's Alabama, but Flacco. Like, thank you so much. I think it's Obama. Like, it could be Obama anyway. Thank you so much for subscribing. Gene Screen said immediately confiscate that treasure. All right, perfect. So you're going down. So there are some stairs that lead into the bottom decks, absolutely. And you are happy to do that. You were right the first time, Black Obama. Black Obama. I love it so much. That's incredible. Like, thanks so much, friend. All right. So Gimbo, you're heading down to those lower decks and everything. Is anybody else doing anything?
I would head over at some point once Tank was a little bit more by himself, and I'd scoot up next to Tank and Tank, when we first started traveling together, you had told me that you're not actually a tooth fairy, but you've been telling a lot of kids that you are. Is that okay?
Coming in with the hot potatoes.
Yeah, we're off to a start. Like,
Yeah, just accusing him.
come on.
I mean, I don't think it's
Yeah.
wrong. If you don't think it's wrong, I don't think it's wrong. I don't want to hurt any kids' feelings.
Oh.
I think to go out and do good things, you sometimes got to take risks, you know. And yeah, you could be whatever you want to be. I tried to be a tooth fairy, and they didn't let me because I didn't have magic. So I figured I would just give her a go.
You're a good tooth fairy, man. You're a good tooth fairy. I just, I didn't want you to I don't want you to get in trouble because, apparently there's actual tooth fairies.
There's actual tooth fairies. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
I did tell that last kid that tooth fairy, a real one, might be by at some point.
Well, if shit goes bad, I got your back, buddy. I just wanted to check in with you because, you're doing a lot, and I just, again, I didn't want you to get in trouble, and I didn't want, the kids to not be taken care of.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd assume we were taking care of them as good as anybody.
Good.
We saved all the kids in that last town from that. What was it? The goo gods.
Shadow King? What?
The failed experiment.
Rude. Well, that was your fault that he failed.
Well, if you ever need any help or assistance, you can holler at me. I can help, or maybe Bill can help you or something but
yeah, thanks, bro.
I've been thinking about it. I wanted to talk to you about it. I just, I didn't want to bum rush you in front of everybody, but now that there's so much going on, I felt like it was a good time I could talk to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'll keep you in mind if I ever come across any problems.
So cute. This is so endearing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Gimbo, what are you doing?
I don't like that.
This is nice music. Adventure music.
I thought it was combat music.
Y'all are all again, the energy of the dock, now that you are settling in here, is feeling more and more like a grand adventure. All of the sad feelings right now are momentarily shoved to the side with that premise of new adventure, except maybe for Gimbo, who has wandered downstairs. Now, it's pretty clear to make out the differences. The first level is where the galley and the common areas are. There's a lot of crates and stores. You passing by people through that are jostling you around. Some of them carrying sky fish in big nets. Some of them plop out and stuff. But going down further, because you were trying to find your quarters, right? You find on that third level down that seems to have all these rows of doors, and in kind of looking around, you can see at one point near the end of a turning hallway that there is a room that actually has a placard over it that says reserved for Marlo Fairwind, Principal Sorceress to King Emrys's royal guests. This is your room.
Cool. I'll go in there.
Yep. It's not locked. It does have a huge window. That
like that.
Yeah, it's one of those bay glass windows and everything that you could
Curtain?
Yeah, there is a curtain. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not worrying about what I can see out there. That's closed.
There are 4 beds that have been placed in here, kind of like, rich kid rooms where like the beds jolt into the center, but they all have their own posters and stuff. It's that effectively. A beautiful latrine and everything. Small, everything is low ceilinged. It is a ship, but it is, oh, illustrious. Oh, beautiful. These are truly not captain's quarters, but certainly lieutenants,
We're all super short, Rachel.
Steven, you still have a black screen. There you go.
We're all super short. Low ceilings mean
You're
nothing
fine.
to us.
Absolutely.
We're on the side, the back, the front, in the middle. You said we're in the. We got a window, so we're on the side.
Yeah, this is near the back. You know that you would likely be underneath where that crystal is. Because your window faces out the back of the ship. Probably the floor above you is very likely to be where the captain's room is, All right. Anybody doing anything else? You don't have a ton of time.
Anura is curled up reading Chef Daddy Volume 5 in front of a big window.
Incredible. Beautiful. Okay. So, the ship, less than an hour after its docking, is prepared for departure, and you hear a shrill penny whistle from, for those of you, Steven's snack game is on point today. He's got hella snacks.
Others killing it.
Yeah,
Just eating snacks, asking me like moral conundries, just chilling.
Like, so do you fucking hate yourself, Crunch? So, you all hear a... my mouth is dry. Penny whistle sound from the decks above, those of you who have retired to your quarters. Those of you who are out there on the top deck feeling the wind and everything and excited about the hustle and bustle, you turn and you see the captain at the helm, flanked by Melandra Silver and Lieutenant Commander Kaless Shorehand. So, any of those of you who want to make your way to the deck, there is time because that penny whistle is the call. You begin seeing a throng of people. So anybody who wants to go up can. Anybody who's trying to stay in this room is fine too. Who's going up? Who's staying?
I'm definitely going up.
Okay. Jimbo's room, staying room. Anura, you had said you're next to
stay in the room with Jim.
Okay, staying in the room. Okay. All of you, though, however, can still hear the booming voice clearly magically enchanted to sound louder. And the full crew, for those of you who are on the top deck, Tank, you're on the top deck, correct?
Yeah, I would assume being Ted.
Y'all are hanging out.
We're like up here still chilling, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the full crew standing on the deck at the second point, the whistle sounds again, and they all, on their heel, about face and stand at attention. And you are feeling very odd man out in this moment as the entire deck is filled with what is the Navy. This is a royal airship. It's not just a boat. And they are all, they have straightened their uniforms for this moment and are standing at attention. And you hear that magically enchanted voice that says, they are all staring admirably at their commander as he bellows across the deck. Anchors hoisted, and the entire crew responds back, aye. Cargo stowed, aye. The course is charted. All accounted for? The full deck erupts in a synchronized aye, Commander! The commander stands just an ounce taller, and you see him, you two, as he looses a crooked smile. Then what are we waiting for? Unfurl those sails, chase the dusk line. If you can show me those jags before nightfall tomorrow, the next round in Cerulea's on me. For Cerulia! And the entire deck erupts in, for the king! Move out, men! and they all immediately disperse in an eruption of movement. The billowing sails unfurl. The loft crystal there set into the deck actually begins to blare, far brighter than any of you would have ever seen one of these crystals light before. And the engine makes a sharp, keening sound from deep in the bowels of the ship that is heard throughout, as the arcane torches at the stern blare to a heatless flame, and you feel the ship lurch forward as it begins to take flight. You all look back at the Ribbet, still crowding the shoreline, cheering at your departure and wishing you well. Those of you in the room, Anura, if you've pushed back the curtain, you can look through and see your mother and your sister there on the shoreline, kind of waving goodbye.
Oh.
I take my little hat off and put it over my heart and bow.
Beautiful. Gimbo is in the room.
Sitting in the bed, I got the little nozzle from the life thing just on my mouth.
Glaring at me for
Yeah.
pulling the curtain back a little bit.
Incredible. So
I'm gonna die.
we're gonna die. And the ship begins heading to the east. Those of you on the top deck, you all turn back to the helm, and you see Kaless step forward and kind of arches her fingers and places them on the orb that is the helm, and arcane light begins to shoot through her fingers, and you see as she begins kind of manipulating this orb and turning the sails top, the sails to the side, the nose of the ship itself, and all of it is controlled via just this orb. All right. At this point, guys, the commander is seeking out whomever from your group is visible, which at this point is just gonna be Ted and Tank. And you can see that he, kind of patting Kaless on the shoulder, begins making his way down the stairs and walks across the ship deck to you both. And he kind of inclines his head just a bit. Diplomat, because you have also, Tank, been introduced now as a diplomat of Blackgum Hollow. So he has heard this from Melandra. So
I give him a good bow. There's just a single tear coming from Tank's face at the display of bravery of all these people. Yeah, this masculine energy of
yeah.
sailors taking off.
Absolutely. And he's going to kind of smile at it, and he's got like a charming crooked smile, full dimple there in the corner of his cheek. He is, in my mind, Jack Harkness, from Doctor Who.
Jack Harkness.
He's a little bit more stringent than all of that, but he is absolutely, there's something boyishly charming about it. Also, Mother of Pearl, shout out to you for that Kevin emoji, because I love it.
It's every time.
I'm so glad I made that one. So it says, pardon my rudeness, folks. As you can see, the Windfall takes a stern hand to course. And welcome aboard the R.A.S. Windfall, fastest ship in the fleet. He kind of laughs to himself. Melandra tells me we're in for a treat. He tips his head to the diplomats. Where is Princess Anura Fiddleleaf?
She's reading her books. Oh, he's asking us, my bad.
Yeah, he's asking you guys.
Yeah, right.
You are the only ones up top. He's talking to you, Ted, and you, Tank, and Bill, presumably.
I'm gonna tap Ted and be like,
no, Bill's down in the room with Gimbo, because Gimbo needs emotional support animal now.
That is his
Poor
whole job.
Rooster.
Yeah. Chris, what were you saying you did to Ted? You tap him?
Oh yeah, I was just saying to tap him and don't let him know that she's reading Chef Daddy, she'll kill us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. So Oh, well, listen.
I thought face of bow first thing too.
I understand, absolutely. Before face of bow. Before face of bow. Absolutely. This is this one, not this one, you know? Like anyway. I'm glad that other people get my references. So at this point, he kind of chuckles to himself. Caleb, blacking out. Like he kind of chuckles to himself, and he while I understand the admiral's quarters are very nice, I have curled up there a time or two with well, I don't read novels too much, usually military instructions and the like, but I completely understand. And anyway, here I thought that we were just picking up some of Marlowe's fan club. Well, we're honored to host you. You've met Lieutenant Commander Shorehand, I trust, and he kind of points up to the helm. Perfect. Well, Shorehand can help you with
Elsie's
anything.
great. She's fantastic.
Oh, God, she's got to hate that, hasn't she? And he kind of like smiles. Celeste is not even looking. She is the epitome of focus on the orb, like as she's steering it. Like, and you guys are feeling this ship. There must be some kind of enchantment on it, because you all initially felt the lurch, but then it immediately settled again. But as you're looking down, you realize Blackgum Hollow is already gone. It is at the edge of your vision. This is a fast ship, okay? Something has to be enchanting this ship. All right.
Is there a lot of like wind, or is like the enchantment like keep it from being like super windy?
It's pretty. Like there is a light wind, absolutely, but not the level you would expect. There is something about this enchantment that is stabilizing the very nature of this ship.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. But he's going to smile down and say, well, Shorehand Elsie, as you had said, she can help you with anything you need. Heads up, the Jags are dangerous this time of year, and the skies aren't much better. That's why I had ramped up our security, and you feel just a touch of bitterness as he says this, because remember that Marlowe specifically got y'all on by kicking out some of that extra security. That's why I had ramped up our security for the journey, but Marlowe says that you can take care of yourselves. He looks at both of you and kind of seems to believe it. Well, it's good to have you aboard. As a reminder, the engine deck is off limits unless you want to find yourself in the hold. Can't be too careful with all the spies coming over from Jindalia these days. They'd love to know what Melandra's discovered, and I mean to ensure they don't. Anyway, enjoy the views, folks. Anything I can help you with?
Is it okay if I climb up to the crow's nest? I assumed there'd be more wind.
I'll take you myself. And he goes over and walks with you to the center, and you see he sturdily begins climbing up the ropes with you. You can just climb. If you want to see how good you climb, you could give me an agility check to see if you're trying to be impressive or anything like that. You make it at advantage.
Hey, give me that fear.
And hoe, maybe a hoe. You do get advantage on those, right? Because of your Simiah background? No?
That's a secondary ability. I swapped it for the dwarf.
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
It's a good call.
But I get advantage on. You have advantage on rolls to traverse dangerous cliffs and ledges, navigate harsh environments.
This counts.
Use
This counts as
okay.
that. Any of my
Cool,
rich
cool,
bros
cool.
can use that for this. Yeah. Thank God for Gimbo.
Right.
I need Gimbo not
see.
to fall out of the skies on this adventure.
Oh, that's a good roll.
That sounds like hope.
16,
Boo. Shan't be having a bath token, I presume.
21 with hope.
Jeez.
Let's go.
All right. So he is starched, pressed, but there's something in the background of his personality type that is boyish, impish, charming, and you find competitive. He had fully expected crazily. This man may be a narcissist because against a monkey you would almost assuredly lose, but he's so used to his ship, he begins climbing in a way that almost competes you to keep up. But instead, you begin just up over top. Give me a little description. What do you add in for flair?
So yeah, as I'm going up, like at first, like I'm like, okay, he can like really get with it, and then I start like implementing some of the like tactics that I use when I'm like climbing like sheer cliffs. So like one hand, and then I like swing my legs up and grab with my feet, and then like flip myself up backwards, like doing like kind of like like flips and pulls with myself to like speed myself up.
There are ropes that are flying around. You can grab one and swing a little bit up and stuff. It is a full that Tarzan moment where they're swinging through the vines in the forest. You can do all of this, and you hear from now quite a ways below you as the commander says, "Hey now, wait up there," and he kind of laughs to himself, and you make it all the way to the crow's nest, kind of jumping over one of the sides, and there is a crew member who jolts a little bit and then kind of and pulls out a telescope, and you see him beginning to look into the distance. He's kind of looking out. After not very long, he is incredibly fast. You see Augustus Kane makes his way up into the crow's nest, and he stands there beside you. Whew, you're a fast one. That was impressive.
It's been a while since I've been able to stretch the arms and the legs. I was excited to get this high up. I'm used to being home, and I can climb the yin tree whenever I want and really feel that strong breeze.
Men of us, men like us, men of destiny, you know? There's nothing that I like better than being up here. Look out at everything. And he kind of looks out at the world and makes me sometimes wish I didn't have my position. I have too many responsibilities. But, well, you enjoy your time up here. And he's going to pat you on the shoulder, and he pats the crewmate on his shoulder as well and kind of nods to you. And, oh, I hadn't mentioned. Movie cinematic moment. Charming smile. I'm Augustus Kane, commander of the Windfall.
Commander Kane, it's a pleasure to meet you. And, you know, someone's got to have that title. Someone's got to go down in the history books.
Man, you guys are doing the full man stuff of, like, respect. He puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, you're a good man.
Oh my God.
And he's going.
Are you on the kiss?
Yeah, now kiss. Mother of Pearl says, well played. All right, so he's going back down the rafters. What are any of the rest of you doing here as you are in the skies, guys?
As I kind of like settle into it a little bit, I would like to just lay on the floor and just like slide over toward the window. And I want to like peek open the curtain to look up, not down, up towards this like floaty gem rock thing in the background, and just see if I can recognize what it is.
Okay.
Or, you know, pick up anything on it.
It's hard to see from where you are because the back of the ship is kind of sheer. I would say that you can see two things.
You said I thought you said like the window kind of like stuck out a little bit, but I wasn't sure if that was.
You know what? I'll give it to you because that's fucking fun. Yeah, absolutely. It kind of, and you can see like just the lip of the back. And I will give me. You're gonna have to make a check for it, though. I'm gonna need to get from you a instinct check, I would say, or you could make a knowledge check if you'd like, but I know that you don't. So instinct check for you.
Often.
Yeah, and I won't make it too high because we're letting it be fun. So 15 DC.
Oh, would my rock and stone ability experience help me at all?
Yes, absolutely it will. 100%. Spend your hope.
I'll do that. I'm going to look at this rock.
Incredible. Let's look at the rock. I love that Gimbo's just like...
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Well, that's a 14 with fear.
Man.
Nope. That's hope. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, you just
the
wanted
bone dice
to
is
mess
the bad
with
one. I
me.
forgot.
I almost had another...
The bone one is the fear one. I just got mixed up with the light and dark.
Fantastic. Okay, so take your hope. And what was the score? A 19?
14.
14. Okay. First, I do want to pay homage to Gene Screens Augustus, you son of a bitch, in the chat, because that's exactly the energy I wanted out of that moment. Exactly. 100% just like, men being men, you know? There are lots of female crew members, just to be clear, you know? Like, but there, it is like, it's very masculine energy, and I'm loving it. I'm here for it. Okay, so with a 14, I'm just going to say that unfortunately I set it at a 15. You can't see the rock. You can, however, see the glow from it. And I will give you that. Gimbo, help me out here. Let's establish something in your background, because I've said that these are gems. You used to work in a mine. Is it possible that Gimbo ever mined these kinds of crystals?
Well, you'd said the one in the big one in the back. I wasn't in that discussion upstairs, but you'd said like that one was different, special, maybe as an invention around it. But yeah. I'd assume the smaller ones probably had came across those, possibly has mined those. Yeah. They possibly even use some smaller ones as like, you know, little safety things. Putting her in your boots, you don't fall as fast.
Yeah,
maybe something.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say like because these are the lodestones, right?
They're loft stones, a thing that I have made up. They are not called this anywhere, but I thought that they were a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name.
Yeah.
But I imagined when you were talking about it that like the like chief's like meeting room, like the town hall kind of thing at the by the yin tree is like set floating a little bit off with some of those loft stones. And it kind of like forces you to have to like climb up to get to it to participate.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it makes sense, guys. You live in a magical world. If you find the fun in encountering this stuff for the first time with your character, you can. If you want to have known these things, you can as well. So Gimbo, with that, and the crystal, the big one, is the same as the smaller ones as well. It's just one of the bigger ones that you can find. But the thing that you notice about it is those crystals are kind of a clear cerulean blue in nature, and they always give off a blue kind of hazy glow when they're activated. But this one, from where you are, the entire back of the ship is actually lit in a glowing blue. Even for a stone of this size, for it to be able to emit this level of light, something is happening. Something of the energy is just really strong. Maybe that silver engine is really pumping into it, you know? So, all right. Anything else? Yeah.
Anura is at the window. She's gonna just pat Jim and then flip to the next chapter because stepdaddy is, you know, cooking someone at this point. She's very interested.
Incredible. It was either killing
Is it heating up?
No. Well, I mean, the kitchen is because you got the, you know, sear somebody's, you know, nap, but
yeah, different kind of heating up. Yeah.
I get a yes, Jeff.
Comes up in the book. Yeah, but can't take the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. Tank, did you have something you had raised?
Yeah, can I gamble?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Figure sailors are down for that.
Sure.
Money wise, I know I have that bag of gold that we got on our last one.
Yeah.
And then I have, I think, 3 coins. I don't know what. Do any of you other guys remember what other money we had?
We got rid of our coins. That's not a thing anymore. We just vaguely have coins. But yeah, personally, I had 1 handful in 1 bag.
Here's the thing about coins.
That's 2 handfuls, 1 bag.
So this game, the joke about it is that tipping is a free action. You can gamble small amounts of coins with no repercussions. As long as you want to stay under a handful, it's just for funsies. You win, you lose, it's fine. If you want to start making any amount of money that matters, you have to bet like a handful. But if you just want to have fun, okay.
Gambling without stakes ain't, you know what I mean?
Perfect. So
no risk in that.
To find gambling, you would have to go down into the second deck, but you see some people in the galley, that the kitchen, kind of the kitchen itself, who it's not mealtime yet, and they're kind of rolling dice because That's just fun, guys. The first time we gamble, let's roll dice. They're rolling dice. What die are they using, Chris?
Let's go. Let's bring out the D20. Shoot down.
Fantastic. I'm
I'm
game.
gonna use it.
All right. And so they eye you as you approach. Hey, you got some money in there?
I heard there was a chef daddy here.
Chef Daddy, you know, Tom's on vacation, but you know, we're still here.
What's the buy-in? Could a handful of gold get me in?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, we're not rich around here, but we got to make it quick. Kane's a little bit, you know, he doesn't like to see us chilling too long. It's just a breather, but we could get a couple games in, absolutely. Yeah?
Quick, I could do.
Are you in?
We just do highest roll.
Highest roll. I would say, yeah, absolutely. Highest roll. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Or do you want to play Matt Mercer's doubles game?
How's that work?
Listen, I don't remember the exact rules, but how many D6s do you have?
3.
I'm going to say we'll do this instead, okay? The way that this is going to work, this is a modified version, okay? Rollies! Fun nugget, absolutely. What we're going to do is we'll both roll 3 D6s. You roll until someone doesn't get doubles, okay? If there are no doubles, we'll calculate the score against each other, all right? So the goal is to have at least 2 matching. If you get 2 matching and the other person doesn't, you win. If it's again, you're going to do it again. If there are no doubles, we calculate the score, okay? You ready? 3 D6s. Rollies.
Yeah, MC Cat, it's wild.
I have doubles.
It's so good.
I have 2 2s. Do you have doubles?
Nope.
He like looks at your dice and he cough them up and he extends his hand to you. Try again? Want to go again?
Double or nothing.
Win your money back? Win your money back? All right, here you go. 3, 2,
Breaking out his bag.
1. I have no doubles on this one. Do you have
I got a triple. 3 3s.
Whoa! All right, that was fantastic. He's gonna kind of give you your. He's gonna place the bag back in the table, and as you reach for it, he kind of scoots it into the side. What do you say we stop playing for little bits? 2 handfuls. 2 handfuls on this one. Last game.
Double or nothing?
Double or nothing.
Of course.
Right.
Hey, no.
All right, here we go,
The
guys.
dangers of gambling. No.
Oh, I have a 1, a 2, and a 3. No doubles.
No, Rachel froze.
Oh, I froze?
He did.
Oh,
He's like
you're back.
this. Oh, thank you.
Did you get doubles?
No doubles on my side. Anything on yours?
No doubles.
All right, then we're going to roll again. Roll until you get doubles.
I thought we added up.
Oh, you're right.
the number,
Okay,
right?
okay. Add the number. Mine is a 1, a 2, and a 3, so mine's very low. Mine's a 6 total.
Ooh, good thing I said that. I got 13.
Oh, all right. So you get your first handful back, and you get 2 additional handfuls, and he kind of grumbles to himself. And then you see someone rushing in, and he kind of grabs a bit of jerky and shoves it in his mouth. Y'all better get back. Like Kane's making his rounds. He's on the rampage, and he like scoots out, and everybody, okay, and everybody begins bustling. Like, love that he created that on the fly. Says MC Cat. Absolutely, it's wild.
Crazy.
At this point, as all of you are here with your own activities, you, Gimbo, there in your room, kind of peering up into the sky, you and Nora pat him and keep digging into your book. You're in the crow's nest still, Ted, yes? And you...
Yeah, I think so.
And you, Chris, you are down below gambling. At this point, those of you... The only one of you above deck, Ted, a shadow crosses across you, and you immediately instinctually are like, fuck, not again. I thought we killed that guy. And you look up to the sky, and let's go ahead and get to, because again, guys, we're doing Marauders of Windfall. I have source material here.
I
So,
would be curious if it was passing over if I can see it since I'm trying to look up.
absolutely. I was going to actually say that you see this shadow as well. The R.A.S. Windfall is a sizable frigid. frigate, built for cargo capacity without sacrificing speed or weaponry. The ship soars through the sky like the most graceful of birds, sails billowing as topsfolk climb and swing along and between the 3 upward-facing masts, and the 2 that emerge from the ship's sides, 1 port, 1 starboard. On the foredeck stands Commander Augustus Kane, a broad-shouldered human with a growing reputation for both valor and efficiency. He leads the troops with grace and ease, assisted by his orc first mate, Lieutenant Commander Kales Shorehand. The ship's magical engine produces a constant low hum that fades from the notice of most aboard after a few hours. A few other passengers come and go from watching the skies on the deck to the passenger area below deck, which includes a common area, a galley, and your rooms. The sailors have given you somewhat... No, I'm skipping over that. I'll give you the context. They're not supposed to like you. These guys are fine with you based on what we've built here. It's not fair for them to not like you. Some of them initially, there was somewhat of an icy reception because they weren't pleased that adventurers taking the slots for security that was supposed to be here, rather than their fellow sworn soldiers. And it has been well established by all that you encounter that you are forbidden to go to the engine deck or the hold. While passengers enjoy the view from the deck, a huge shadow passes over the ship, momentarily blocking the sun. Another shadow passes overhead. Another shadow passes overhead. 2 gray-scaled wyverns are bearing down on the ship. Their jagged maws open, releasing blood-chilling roars as the ship shakes beneath you. One of the wyverns crashes into the foredeck, while the other one dives toward you, Ted, there in the center of the ship. Their howl ringing fiercely. And now, guys, we are going to be entering combat. So, oh heck yeah, it's time for hat.
Howdy.
All right, guys. And so, for those of you who are new to the stream, you might not know, but I put maps in our Discord, and they are way clearer to see than this is. But I do also have the map up on stream. It's a bigger view today, but again, it's never going to be a perfect clear. I love Spud Nugget. We're going to die. Like, you might be right. All right, so guys, it is time for you to earn your keep. So as you, Ted, are looking across, you can see that first wyvern, immediately, Commander Kane begins striding forward to address that one. And you can see that he is channeling his soldier background, navigating people to flight, shouldering some people out of the way who begin to run for the back. Some soldiers flood forward with him as you see a third wyvern towards the back of the ship. People are taking care of these other 2 wyverns. The one bearing down on you, though, is in fact the issue. And it's up to you how you want to address this. For my other group, you're gonna have to make your way up onto the deck. It's gonna be 1 movement if you're on the first lower deck, 2 movements if you're on the one below that, okay? So just be aware, guys.
And where was I at?
So, yeah, you have 1 movement to get up. So you can get up and start acting. But you are going to have to roll for it, okay?
Agility roll, yeah.
It's an agility roll. Okay.
So I have one that's like coming at me directly right now.
Absolutely, yes. So I'm going to go ahead and very briefly do a quick toggle of some stuff. So on the map, if you're looking at the stream, you can actually see that there is a mast here in the center. Ted, I placed you perfectly because you are in fact there.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to be coming up these stairs eventually. I know I'm probably quiet right now, but I'm going to put them all there. So this wyvern is going to be with you. I'm going to place him there at the front just so that we can kind of see him. And again, I know that I'm probably very quiet for now, but this one's going to be a little bit more challenging for me to deal with. All right.
You're okay for us, at least, I think.
It looks good?
Well, yeah, voice-wise, we were hearing you okay.
Oh, great. Perfect. Yeah. Love that. Okay, I was being a little bit louder because I stepped away. This stuff is further from me than it usually is, so I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time, but it'll be fine. Okay, guys. So, what are you doing? Any of you can act. It's your turns to go.
Me and Jim are making our way up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, what? Anura, did you see if this ship had any kind of like defenses, or is it just fast?
Is it just fast?
I don't know anything about this ship other than my friend Marlo sent it to pick me up.
Well, I don't think it eats whatever those things
Mother
are.
of Pearl.
Mother of Pearl, I appreciate it. All right. So you guys are making your way up, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take... are you wanting to just go ahead and get all the way up? I can take all my action coins at once if you want.
Yeah, that'd be 2 from both of us.
We have
a normal movement, and it'd be a second movement
start
for action.
one at a time though, because you have to make agility rolls to actually do it. This is not complicated. The ship though is kind of lurching to one side, so it won't be a 5. It will be a 10. You're each gonna have to make these checks to move that far range. If you make it successfully, I will actually let you make it all the way up, because you can get up to very far with that, so it's fine. Kayla, have you already rolled?
Can I use... no, I have not. So, can I use a hope for Swamp Princess? Because she's been on boats before, and she used to...
Have you been on boats
Yeah,
before? Because you haven't been on skyships. Okay. Then I'll let you.
That's true.
Again, guys, I believe in letting people use their hope. Yeah, use that hope. Absolutely. Jimbo, what about you? Oh, you have advantage from being a Ridge Bro, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be 2 actions. And guys, go ahead and tell me.
Oh boy.
12 with hope.
Oh, mark your hope back, and you have succeeded, and you emerge onto the deck. And Jimbo, same thing for you.
You said it's agility, right?
It's agility. 10.
Well, so that's a -1 to my already. I got a 9 before that, so that brings me to an 8.
Oh.
Did you roll with advantage?
Yeah.
I rolled with advantage, and I got a fear.
Oh, heck yes, Jimbo. Excellent for me. All right. I'm going to take one of your fear tokens, and with that, you're only able to get to the next floor up, okay? So that is 1 token for me. Tank, I assume you're trying to get up as well, yes?
Yeah, my main's agility,
You
so
can
pretty
you can just successfully get up there. The failure was because they're 2 layers down. A fail still only gets you halfway, but a success got them all the way. So you can absolutely get up. Y'all are all there in the stairwell though, except for Jimbo right now. But now Tank, I know that you're waiting to do stuff, so I'm gonna let you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
or you mean Ted?
Ted, yeah.
I was gonna ask one question, I guess, because moving takes an action anyway.
You're right,
Do I get close enough to attack and just utilize that full action?
What's your attack range?
Melee.
Nope. It is up at the top of a mast. So, and the other
Oh,
ones,
they're flying up there. They're not landed yet.
2 of them have landed.
But I could, right?
Huh? What was that? Yes, you could,
I
Kayla.
could.
Yeah. I think though we'll circle back to you, because I was really just getting through the movement, because Ted has been up there ripping and raring to go since the beginning.
He's ready.
So
yeah, he's up there.
we'll
He's
let you do yours, but we will
it.
let you get yours off before we close out. Absolutely. I fumbled that just a little bit, but we're loosey-goosey. Go ahead, Ted. What are you doing?
So while I'm up there and this thing's flying at me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do crazy stuff, because why not? You know, we're here, we might as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to like run and hop out on top of the wyvern and like wrap my chain and kind of like try to like get it in his mouth. So I'm like riding on him.
Oh my god.
Bridle?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and then like when over there, I'm gonna try to bring my sword down like on his back right there.
Okay.
I was gonna use Watch Your Step
Uh-huh.
for my one of my hopes.
Okay.
Is that me?
Yeah, you absolutely can, but this is, so here's how I'm going to rule this. We've never done
Yeah.
something this wild before. Technically, movement can incur a check, all right?
Right, and I'm
This-
jumping. I'm
you're
jumping onto this
jumping.
thing.
I'm going to say, I'm gonna be a kind GM, Dagger Master, and I'm gonna call it a 16. Okay? Because you're
A
trying
16
yeah.
agility.
Agility. If you're trying
Okay.
to do that, you're gonna have to hit a 16 for the
Okay.
agility piece. Are you adding anything into that?
I would say that's probably where I'd add my Watch Your Step.
Okay, great. Absolutely.
So that'll give me +2 there, and then +5 because agility. So
Let's go.
I just need
Gotta
to
roll
get
in, just 9.
11. Oh yeah. So that's 16 on the dice with hope.
Oh, perfect.
+5.
So restore your hope for using that you already did. You land there, and now, yeah. So you you're using your scythe to wrap around. So I'm gonna say that in that leap, you throw out your thing, and as you land, you connect with the other side, and you go ahead and make your attack. What attack are you using? Just a melee?
Yeah, just a melee attack, and then I'm going to spend a hope when I make that attack to activate my Ranger's Focus.
Fantastic. Let's go.
Well, that's probably going to hit, but it is with fear. 17 with fear.
Oh, yeah. You know what's hilarious? I don't even have the wyvern up right now. He's right over here. Sorry. Okay. 17 is absolutely going to hit on this wyvern. Absolutely. So go ahead and roll out your damage.
That's going to be just 5 points of damage.
So real quick, 5 points of damage is great. Absolutely. That's going to be, unfortunately, guys. Oh, no. That does hit his minor threshold. So that is going to go ahead and hit his thing. I should have, it doesn't matter because you succeeded anyway. I should have given you advantage, on your attack, which would have only been a D6 boost. You couldn't have critted or anything based on that. But because you were coming from like above it, having climbed and jumped, you had the upward advantage. We have another environment here, guys, the Skyships Windfall, and it has a mast and rigging passive. You guys now in the stairwell see that people are climbing these ropes and using that higher ground, Anakin, to fuck up the enemies. So
Nice.
5 damage, you said. Absolutely, that's gonna hit. It's gonna be in his minor threshold, but absolutely that works.
And then because he's marked with my Ranger's Focus, he also marks a stress when he takes any damage.
Incredible. All right. That should
and
close yours off.
Yeah, you got my fear, right?
I did. Yep, I took. Oh, I didn't actually. Okay. I was waiting for the cinematic moment of taking your bath token. Into my little jar
Enjoy.
of bag. Now, it would turn over to me, but very briefly before we do that, Anura, you had something you wanted to tackle as part of your movement since you got up and you have range.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I can do it, and it's not an additional action.
Nope, because you're
okay. Cool. So
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna use my new fancy harp. So.
Oh yay!
Yeah, it's yeah, it uses presence. It goes to far, and so do I just roll like?
Yeah, you're making. What are you doing?
Did I hit it?
Are you casting a spell?
Oh, she's gonna hit it.
Doing?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it says that it's magic.
But she's just doing like her basic
You're just
attack.
doing
with
your
another-
basic attack. Absolutely. So you're going to roll your attack first. So go ahead with your duality dice. You can add an experience, but you're rolling it with your presence modifier.
Yes. 14 with fear.
14 works, and then my fear is right here. Excellent, guys.
I
Okay.
apologize.
It's okay. I gave her one too.
Yeah, I've got so much stuff. I'm about to punish. Yeah, but 14 absolutely hits. Yes.
Okay. So it says D6 plus 3. Do I just roll 1 or do
It's
I
your
roll
proficiency.
2?
Proficiency. So 2d6 plus 3. Let's go.
9, 10, 11.
Nice.
Okay, absolutely. Fantastic. That is actually going to be in its major. Good job. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that, and that was your harp. So, which again is a retooled scepter. What is your? Is it a blast? What is it?
So we're going to say, like, you know how it's bladed on one side,
Yeah.
but this is magic damage? So, like, it's going to shoot out, like, in the shape of little, like, crescent blades until it hits it. And normally Anura's magic is blue, but this magic is Faerie, so we're going to say it's gold.
Oh, Kayla, yes, we're doing video game shit here. Absolutely, just like little crescents. Oh, incredible. Oh, I love that shit. Okay. And also, again, I really fumbled on this, guys, but Gimbo, I know you didn't get all the way up, but was there anything that you needed to do with yours? Okay. Chris, is there anything you want to do with the rest of your action that you have as part of your movement? I don't think you can hit anything.
My only question. So I guess I'm looking at the map for the stream. You got one dragon in the back, next to the crystal, and then one dragon in the front of the boat. Those are both in the air, right?
Yes, everything is in the air. Yeah, I actually have a paper towel roll in case I wanted to like put them up in the sky, but
I did have another question. If I am a flying creature,
you are.
could I not just roll for agility to move twice like they did from below, and just fly up there and smack them?
Oh, that's a good question. It's a little bit abusing the thing that I wanted to do, but I will allow it. Go ahead. Yeah, I will allow it. I absolutely will.
You got fear from all of us so far, so why not one more?
It's true. I'm about to kick some stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I did fly up to the
You're
boat,
right.
so I figure
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Like, yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna get everything back. So I need a roll from you. This is again a DC 10, a difficulty 10. So
16 with hope.
all right, that makes it, and I'm going to say that given that you are able to, again, we are stretching things, people in chat. That's a fuck ton of movement to allow this to happen, but I am a very kind person, and I'm about to hurt them, so it's fine. All right.
I'm about to hurt them.
It's really unfortunate that I'm still downstairs.
Yeah,
Oh
100%.
no.
All right, so you fly straight up, and there is the wyvern right in front of you. What are you doing? Roll that
I'm gonna
natural
just hit him.
one, baby.
Let's go.
All right, so you're
Yeah, roll
using
2
your
of them.
blunderbuss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, you jinxed me.
I didn't jinx you.
9. But it does hit for 18.
What was it with hope or with fear?
Oh, you're right. I have to do it
You have to attack.
twice, right?
This is your attack.
Because my first roll was for the movement. Is that with your D12s? Hope, fear for movement, right?
Yep.
Cool. So I'll do that again. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 with hope.
A 12 is not going to hit, but you do take a hope. So as you run up, and did you roll your D20? Because you're trying to shoot with this gun. Anytime you shoot, it is still a thing.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, great. All right, fantastic. So you run up with this blunderbuss and you... And at that moment, you had seen that Ted, because you're on its back, its neck is... And it, like, moves its neck out back, just missing, and hold him still, you know? Like, all right. What? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh.
Can Bill just be with Gimbo?
That's fine. Absolutely.
Like,
100%. Yeah. All right.
he'll get up there eventually. I'm not worried about it, but I forgot to mention him at all. But if he can just be with Gimbo,
All fair, all fair. It's my turn, though, everyone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
official.
yeah.
I let a lot of
I'm
shenanigans
scared.
happen here.
I'm in danger.
Yeah. This.
When does the DM get to go?
Yeah. My turn, guys. I get to, and I don't have to jump in because, again, there was fear rolled here.
A lot of fear was rolled, yeah.
This is, if y'all are watching, this is not how you do Daggerheart. Lessons noted. Again, you let each player choose to go, and then you roll all of their stuff before you move forward. This is what not to do, ladies and gentlemen. But don't worry. You can always mess up, and you can always bring it back, like I'm about to do.
We're having so much fun right now.
Here we go, guys. So this
How to
wyvern
last.
is going to, in this moment, he arches his neck back again, trying to shake you off, and in his rage, he's going to pinpoint on, man, and I would like to recommend you guys make yourselves targets, because Anura, she's right there in her line of sight, but she does see you, Tank. So he is going to fly up just slightly, trying to shake you off, and he is going to use his deadly dive action. The wyvern picks a point within far range, which you are certainly in. He is then going to move to that point, you, Tank, and make an attack against all targets within very close of that point. And I'm counting you, Ted, because you're on his back.
Yeah.
All targets that are hit are going to take damage, but first I have to attack. All right, you come on. Let's roll some stuff. I need you to really give it to him. Oh, heck yes. All right.
That was the one that I was next to that's hitting me.
Yep, absolutely.
Got you.
The one up at the front is the one on the sail. There's not a good
Yeah, sorry. My screen's blurry.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. All right. So, and the third one you can't see because he's like hovering and making dive attacks, by the way. Also, I didn't want to print a third wyvern when I know I'm not going to attack you with all three at once. So, this wyvern he rolled, let's see, an 18 plus 3 is a 19, 20, 21. Does that bypass your evasion? I think it does. All right.
I'll use Scramble.
A scramble?
Sure
Ooh,
does.
incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and roll out my damage first. But I know that you are using scramble. I totally understand that piece. Okay, I'm going to use these two. 13 points of damage to each of you. So let me go ahead and get Chris. You're using scramble. That negates all the damage, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any repercussions? Anything you have to use? Anything like that?
That's just once per short rest. And then I guess wherever it allows me to move as well, like reposition. So wherever he ends up, I'll just stay within range of him so that I could opportunity attack if he moves again.
Sounds good. How far can you move as part of that?
Doesn't specify.
Do you want to read the card
actually,
for
my
me?
out of melee range of the enemy. So once per short rest, when an enemy in melee range would deal damage to you, you can avoid the damage entirely. Safely move out of melee range of the enemy. So I guess move in melee range.
You can move out of melee range, so you're not going to be able to move with him. The goal is to put distance between you and him.
I think
So you
isn't there another thing for your like attack of opportunity thing? If they move away, you can follow them instead.
That's true.
Yeah, that is part of that.
But that's a separate thing. But real quick, let's finish up this damage. Let me hone back in. So no damage being dealt to you. You can choose to move out of his melee. Are you doing that, Chris?
Nah, I'm gonna stay.
Okay, you're staying there. Steven, 13 damage.
Yeah.
Where's that sit inside of your thresholds?
So 13 would be major damage,
Okay.
but I am going to mark an armor slot to drop it by 7, so that puts it at 6. And then I am going to use a hope to activate my armored beetles to mark an additional armor slot, but using hope instead of armor.
Okay. So did you actually take any damage, any health damage?
Nope, that knocked it down 14 and it was 13, so -1 is below my minor.
So this is the next piece of that. Once the attack is finished up, it says so they take the damage and are knocked over. I am going to say that you are knocked over even though you didn't take the damage, because the way that this game works, it bypasses the armor is a different thing. It's kind of your health.
I was still hit.
Yeah,
I was still like hit by the
And
attack. I'm
both
just
of
like
you were
absorbing
hit by this
the
attack. You used scramble, and as part of that, you are both going to be knocked over. So the thing about this, though, is I feel like I should be within my bounds to, since you are both knocked over, one of you is flying and one of you is on the dragon's back. I am going to ask you to make checks to see what happens. So for you, Tank, you're flying and you used scramble. I'm going to set your difficulty at a 5. For you, Ted, though, yours is going to be at a 12 to not be blown back. You're still going to be on its back, but if you succeed. Otherwise, you're falling off of this wyvern. So,
would I be able to Ridge Bro this?
Yep, I would say so. Sure thing, absolutely.
You have to put one hand on your hat to hold it on while you're doing it.
Yeah,
I have my fez.
Proud him, Frank. All right. So agility checks, both of you. Yours is a 5, Tank.
So just like in fairness, I know like agility is better for me, but I feel like for what is happening to me, it's more of me holding on, so it should probably be strength.
Sure. Yeah, that's.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
For fairness, I want to make sure if I fall off, it's.
That's fine.
But it's fine. I did roll with fear.
It's
17
a reaction.
with fear.
This doesn't count for that. This is.
Haha! Then don't worry about it. 17. I killed it.
Neither of you are falling, but you are both knocked over and vulnerable. Okay, neither of you are falling. You, Tank, are knocked off balance. You are also like on your back holding the chains on the back of the wyvern. Okay, so that was my first token. Oopsies, a little bit of that moment. Okay, that's my first token there. But then he has Relentless, which means he's going to go again. And at this point, he's going to use his Crushing Bite, which means I get to spend a fear, and because Tank is in front of... Oh, I don't have one from Tank. Should I then try to use it on... How is he gonna get you, though? You're on his back. I don't think he can. I'm gonna use one of...
Wait, the wyvern, so he has like a weird long worm neck.
He sure does.
So maybe it can...
I think...
And he's like maybe closer to the shoulder blade.
I could get my feet probably, because I'm just like...
Sorry, I don't want you to get bit, Ted. I just got a snake neck.
I'm biting Tank. Tank's there in front of me. I'm using Gimbo's fear to do it, but I'm going to... Bite to wings. Excellent. You marked whatever you needed to mark to do that. Yes. Okay. So at this point with Crushing Bite, I've spent my fear. I've put it back into the pool to make an attack against a vulnerable target, which you are within very close distance, which you are. All right. So I am now going to go ahead and do my roll. That was very good last time. I'd really like it to work again. That's a natural 20. All right, so with 3 is 23. I assume that does bypass your evasion. No, it does. I'm sorry. So we're going to, and we do get GM criticals at this point in the game. Yes, at this point.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the 2d20s of physical damage that it is. It takes that flat plus it. Is that how it works? It is.
If
it takes 40 plus whatever.
Plus what you're about to roll.
which is a 10 and a 19. So 40. Anybody in chat who disagrees with my understanding of critical, let me know. But it's 40 flat plus 29 is 69 nice points of damage. 69 points of physical damage to you. Is that, I know it's in your severe, is it, however, in your massive, which is double your
Yeah, I just marked the 4 health points. Let's keep it moving.
Okay. All right.
Let's keep it moving.
Go ahead and mark an armor slot as well, separate from any mark to reduce the damage from this attack, which of course you're not doing. So, all right, guys.
Use all your armor
Now.
to get it down to a severe.
Yeah.
I don't even think it would do that. My armor's only 2.
Oh no!
Nice.
I was hoping evasion would work, and it just never does anything.
Block Obama cheered 69 bits, cause nice. Like, yeah. What's the wings couldn't have done anything against a natural 20, though. In fairness, you know, like that.
Natural 20 with a natural 20. Yeah,
I'm just unlucky.
critical.
It's happened
It's-
twice
yeah.
out of 3 battles.
yeah. You got crit a couple times.
Yeah, but
I
that's
think
all
that
I
makes
can do.
evasion a little flawed. Yeah.
I don't think that that's a flaw inherent to evasion, because a natural 20 just happens, you know, like, maybe, we can certainly look into it. All right, that's all I can do, though. The other wyverns are busy with other members of the crew. You can see Commander Kane there, like, pointing at stuff. So, go... The thing is, yeah, go ahead. My players can move, but y'all have given me a lot of stuff. So, caution. Who's doing what?
Tank, you're up here with me.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
gonna
like to do.
spend 3
go ahead.
hope. Well, with you, I only have to spend 2, right, to do a tag team. Let's fuck this thing up.
We gotta get Jim up here too,
I
though.
was gonna say before y'all make a roll,
I should probably heal
I moved
first.
just to the top of the stairs, and I want to hide there.
Okay, real
Go
quick.
first for sure.
Real quick. I heard that Tank wants to heal. So, you're gonna heal first, yeah, because that's not gonna trigger anything.
In case we
yes?
both get fear, yeah.
Here's the other thing, real quick, just to know. I have a ton of fear. So I can
You can
jump in
whenever.
at any point that I want, basically. So you each
After
need
the
to
first action.
After the first action. So you guys decide as a table intelligently what you're doing, knowing that I need to spend fear. Okay? I'm hearing someone's healing.
Yeah, I think that should be the first action because that
Trying
needs to trigger off.
I have a lot
Just
of
give it to her
stuff
for free, at least.
Hey. I got a 4. Haha.
before. Oh, good job. That was great. Okay, incredible. Are you moving at all?
Nah.
Okay.
We're
All
gonna
right.
fuck this.
I
Dragon
am
up.
using a fear to jump in. Like, I have to. I have
Nah.
so much stuff. So I'm going to use one of Anura's crowns. But again, like, I'm going to keep crashing you, Tank. You are right there in front of him.
Wings.
Wings. Like, so,
Come at me, bro.
and against a vulnerable now to make... And here's the great thing about what just happened. The way that the Deadly Dive worked is it made Tank vulnerable until the next time he acted. He just acted, which means you're not vulnerable anymore. But it does mean that I, as the GM, am going to use the advantages available to my knowledge brain. And instead of attacking Tank, I am going to attack Steven, who's still on his back. And I think it is very plausible that he would be still trying to get to you. So he's going to use his crushing bite. And again, that whittles down my fear, which is my second thing. Also, I get to use your bath token. So
I take off my wings.
Sure, absolutely. That's fine. Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, if you're not gonna attack me.
No, that's totally fine. You've gotten so good at calling wings. All right. So at this point, I am going to go ahead and attack. Oh, I need to use that one. You did very well. Okay. Crushing Bite is now happening against a vulnerable target. That is you, Ted. Oh, bad. 9 to hit. No.
9 does not hit.
You're on his neck, you know? He's like snapping and stuff, but he just can't do it. That is one of his attacks. Ooh, and I have to, oh god, I can't do that again. No, that's a fear. I'm good. I still have those. He's gonna do it again. He has Relentless. He's gonna try again. Okay.
Come on!
Let's try. I think, no. Yeah, we're gonna try it. Here we go. A 19, a natural 19. Plus 3 is 20, 21, 22. So,
22 got me.
Alright, perfect. And this is crazy. So I'm taking these all away. Alright. Okay, so that is again going to be 2d20 worth of damage. That one is gone from my pool because it was bad, but these are back in. That is way worse. I got a natural 1 on one of them and a 6 on the other, so that's 7 points of physical damage. Yeah.
That's in my minor, so I'll just...
Man, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. 7 points, so you're just taking it for marking the health? Okay, but you are also going to mark an armor slot. He's got armor shredding stuff. Okay. Perfect. That's my Relentless. That uses both. It's back to you guys.
I don't have anything immediate. I would like to try to move up toward the top. Would like to hide, which doesn't take an action. That's just I hide. I spend a stress for that. But I would like to equip my pea shooter, which is an action to equip a weapon.
So the movement plus the equip, that's your full action. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And I'm hidden now as well.
You're hidden now as well.
And
Fantastic.
I want to be like right at the edge of the stairs, like where I can see out, but not fully out yet. But my hope is I can maybe shoot up there at this thing with y'all surrounding it.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible. Yeah, very, very good. And intelligently done. I'm not going to do anything immediately. That last thing has whittled down my fear. I'm in a much more reasonable place at this point. What are you guys doing? It's still your player turns. Yeah.
I'm down to do the tag team with him. Did you want to do anything first, Anura?
I was gonna ask, would y'all like me to play an epic song to make him vulnerable before you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Or you fine?
Sure.
I would love that.
Are you also able to like throw out your like rally thing at the start of fight as well, or is it?
That's two different things, aren't they? Is the rally for free?
I think the rally is free. I don't think it's an action, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I'm on a boat.
You just 69.
Can't hold on that fit. So, you know.
What do you say?
I don't know.
You could do it. I believe in you. We're on a boat. We're in the skies. Yeah.
On a boat. We're in the sky. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna eat this. We're gonna the feast for the whole crew. We're gonna eat this dragon.
Eating good tonight, guys.
That's
it.
That's what I've done.
Fantastic. So everybody take a d6.
Okay.
Fantastic. The bard has rallied the troops. Good job. All right. So everybody has their d6, and that was not an action. That was your rally. So now go ahead and Kayla, you were going to use your action though to do your bardic thing. Yes.
To play an epic song. So am I close to him? Can I get close?
You would have to, because again, he is.
Climb?
What was that?
Would I have to climb?
You're gonna have to climb, and it doesn't look incredibly hard, but it's not easy. You could get there, but you will have to climb to get there. Are you gonna try?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the action token that is gonna allow you to do all of this. Go ahead and roll an agility check.
Okay. It's an 11 with fear.
Oh no, that's not. It's not going to collect fear because that's a reaction portion, so nothing there.
But I
But
didn't
the
make
11
it.
is a failure. So you initially start going. You get to the mast and you begin pulling yourself up, and at that moment the ship kind of lurches and you stumble back. You're standing there at the bottom of the mast, but you're not close enough at this point. You're not in close range.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'll let you down.
You still have a piece of an action if you want to try to do something else.
I mean, so can I attack him then?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. Not using it would, there's a balancing act. It's a little bit strange, but yeah, you can attack.
Well, but if I don't use it, does it use the action anyways? Because I don't want to
Well, it would give her an action token,
That's
but it
what I'm
wouldn't be a
saying.
roll.
Can I not use it?
Yeah.
And it would not give you an action token?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing then.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm doing.
Great. And again, I could jump in if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Go ahead.
So it's only 2 hope if we do a combo move together, tag team move, because you're a warrior, right?
It's just you two, yes. Right, Tank?
Let's see.
I know it was at one point. I assumed that it had stayed.
I might have changed it to now I think I have to specialize.
Okay,
level 5 to do that.
Got it. Okay.
That's fine.
So it might cost 3, yeah.
So it's 3.
Well, let's just do 3. I got 4 hope anyway, so I'll use 3 of my hope, and I guess I'll dig my scythe into its neck a little bit further, but then kind of pull it back to where it rears up and kind of give Tank a good underbelly kind of shot or something, maybe.
Ooh, incredible, yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. All right.
I'll put the blunderbuss right at his belly button and let it rip.
Fantastic. Okay, so then both of you roll attacks, and you get to choose which one hits. I believe in you. How we doing, guys?
I got a 25 with hope.
Okay. It's hard for me to believe that's going to be beaten.
Wait,
Yeah.
we're rolling to hit first, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
This is
damage.
your attack.
Cool.
Yep.
You said roll attacks, so I got confused. My bad. I got 2 3s.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Critical. All right, fantastic.
Let's go.
There you go. Tip for attack, which means, by the way, guys, we're using your roll then, almost assuredly. You're getting to mark a hope. You're getting to clear a stress if you have any. And now y'all are going to get to take this is hard math. I need everybody to really get in there with me, okay? First, each one of you, what is the damage dice that you would roll? Before we roll, what's the damage dice that you roll?
I got my 2d8 normally.
2d8 from Ted, and what would you have, Chris?
23
2d
altogether.
What? 2d what?
Oh, 2d8 plus 9.
Okay, so we take the total of the dice plus the value, and then we roll, yeah? Okay, so
Yeah.
16 plus the 9 is 27, yeah, okay, all right. And then, what is yours, Ted? What's your addition to yours?
I don't have an addition on
Oh,
mine.
really? Okay, so 16 from you. Okay, now just go ahead and roll your dice, and we'll add those to your total score.
I was going to add the rally dice.
Why? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Absolutely. You can. Sure.
Okay. That'll be 16 additional points of damage from me.
Okay. If you get a 10, it will be hilarious. What did you have, Tank?
27 with using the rally die.
You did not add the 9 that time, right? Because you only add that.
Oh, I did add the 9. My
once,
bad.
right?
14, so 18.
The 9 only gets added the one time, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's only the one time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 16, you said?
18.
18.
How did you get 18 on 2d8?
He did the rally dice.
And a 4.
Plus your rally dice. Got it. Okay, got it. Perfect. All right. Okay, so that is 77 points of damage. So as much shit as I was hearing about the 69 points of damage, y'all have just done 77 to my wyvern. All right, so this is his severe is 22. This is firmly in the massive damage category. Absolutely. Hello, Ayla. I am getting bot vibes from you, but maybe not. How's it going? We're doing great.
We'll see, yeah.
Keep your fingers ready, my friends. All right, so 77 points of damage is in his massive threshold. He's still up, but he, like... And you guys, like, tell me what this looks like. I need the thematics of a massive hit. My rule is always, if you're gonna massive hit my creatures, I need to know what you did to do that.
So like I said, I'll like start it off. So like I like pulled the chair, like I flipped myself back around because I've kind of been like flopping on him since he went off on us earlier. So I flipped myself back around and like brace myself on him, and I just like start digging my sight up the back of his neck, like really like digging it up, and that kind of causes him to rear back, and then that would be where Tank.
Yeah, and Ted left him wide open, so I flew right up in there and then shot right in his belly button, this blunderbuss that did not misfire this time, luckily.
Incredible job, and thanks for the follow, Ayla. Like, also we have
Just a real person, they're like crying.
I'm so sorry.
Not a bot.
I assume that you're sorry, Ayla. My bad. Also,
I'm just kidding.
Black Obama. Also, because they donated those bits, their name is now on our screen. You know, so love that. We've got Major Paul and Black Obama. My stuff is working, guys. I set it up. It was tiring.
That's great.
Okay, so this thing at this point, you see him kind of like lurch a bit as you're looking.
Oh, he also marks his stress.
Great.
He's still my Ranger's focus.
He's stressed out. So he's like looking side to side. Did you see my work? I don't know, Ayla, what you're talking about. And you're like, I don't know, but I haven't.
Just keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
So at this point, you know, the wyvern that you are riding still, you see begin to look like start moving desperately. Okay. One on the side of the ship where Commander Kane was, by the way, with Kales Shorehand and one other soldier, they have handedly defeated their wyvern, and you see with a final push as Kane kicks the wyvern off and over the airship, and it begins falling off. He turns to his side and sees you up in the mast. He does see the other side where a group of soldiers have rallied around that other wyvern and are slowly whittling it down. But at this point, I am going to go ahead and attack. So I am going to use my... I can't do that. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the crushing... No, you can't do that either? Oh, no. It's just gonna be a regular attack then, which is still very, very strong. So he's gonna go ahead and... I want to roll this die. Oh, that's a 12 plus. So, sorry, just to clarify, Tank, this is against you. So this is going to be fantastic, amazing. 12 plus 3 is a 15. No, that's a bot, you guys.
Not gonna do it.
15.
Social ID.
Yeah, thanks. All right. 15 is not going to do it. So he begins to bite at you. Amazing. And you just nothing doing, right? Okay, now here's the problem with riding a wyvern. At this point, he in danger. No, he's going to make one more. He's gonna make one more bite attack, desperately trying to attack you, Tank. I'm gonna do it again. The wings last still, yeah?
Wait. Wings.
Oh, it's way worse. 7. So this guy is just... How are you avoiding these attacks?
I'd say I'm a little loopy after taking that massive hit and healing, and I'm just kind of like clumsily flying our way around like a fly that's wet.
It's just drunken master flying.
Yeah.
Okay, but as that,
I'm also on the back, like yanking the chain every once
You
in a
don't know where
while.
they're going, they can't possibly
I
predict
don't
it.
know what Steven's gonna do. Because at this point, the wyvern looking around, you see him kind of buffet his wings back so that he's there, and he now looks across, and you see resonating in his mind, one of the wyverns has fallen from the ship, the other one is being taken down, and he has the ability to move up to a far distance as part of his activation. He's flying just away at a yes,
This is the one that me and Steven are by?
Yep.
I use opportunity.
Fantastic. Let's see how it works. Do you have to roll?
Bring my
you
boy
have to
back.
roll something, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Let me read it again.
Yeah,
real
let's
quick,
read
'cause
it.
I don't use it often. And this seems important.
I've got a
So
backup
yeah,
plan. I'm not worried if it doesn't work.
He's
Don't
got a
worry.
plan.
Tank.
I want
I've
it
got
to
a
not work
backup
because I
plan.
want to see what
No
this
pressure.
backup plan is. But let's see. Let's see.
I have 2 poor backup plans to back up your backup plan.
It's beautiful.
So if an adversary attempts to leave your melee range, make an agility reaction roll against their difficulty, and then I get to choose effect.
Make an agility roll against your difficulty.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a fear to put you at disadvantage.
Could I use a hope?
Sure. But that'll add. What are you doing with your hope? You're adding a plus something to something.
+2.
What
Yeah.
is the skill?
Tickets to the gun show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use these massive
absolutely.
jackarms to
I'm giving
wrangle this guy.
And I'm gonna do Anuras. That seems more fitting. I'm taking Anuras and putting it away. That's gonna be minus a d6 plus 2. Crazy.
You can use multiple.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Are you using another one?
All right. Yeah, I'll use another one. Courage of the Weak. I got the shit rocked out of me earlier.
Is that a plus
Oh,
one?
+3. Yeah, +3 in total. Yeah.
+3 total.
+1 for that.
Okay, all right. +3. And I'm gonna have Tedeos. You get to roll the d6.
Okay.
So you hold on to your knowledge, Ted. Don't add anything yet. Tank, tell me what you rolled.
-22.
Okay. And then minus what, Steven?
5.
17?
You're supposed to roll low.
I know. I rolled really high.
So a 17 check. As you see in this moment, he buffets his wings there and begins turning his body. His difficulty is 13, which means you are able to prevent him from moving. Is that what you're doing, or are you just hitting him? What are you doing? You could do either. You can hit him.
Thank you. Don't you do both?
No, only if
You can
critical.
do 2 if you get a critical. Yeah. So I'll keep him from moving. I'll be safe with my.
So then explain
My
to
lad.
me how you prevent him from moving.
I was watching, what's his name, Bruno or whatever. How, you know, how you use flexing, Richard. It's flexing. I also just get a good flex in. You know, think about that sweaty frog.
Okay.
Channel his energy.
Oh my.
Fantastic.
Are you gonna hit?
But I don't understand what you're physically doing. What are you physically doing to prevent him? Are you like grabbing
Like,
his
right on
foot?
the
Yeah, just how to tame a dragon.
Okay, all right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like you just flex at him, and he's
Just
like,
went
"Wow, I
tactical
can't
immediately.
fly
I was
away."
like, I don't know. That guy was handsome. He would have stopped him, so I'll do that.
That's incredible. All right, yeah. So you grab onto his leg. we'll say, and just like yank him forward or something. All right, and he has been stopped from moving. He's out of actions. You guys see the the crew on the other side of the ship beginning to that other wyvern is starting to press off, and without a warrior on their side, he is beginning to flee off into the distance, getting in far range. Your turn, guys. What are y'all doing?
Steven, do you plan to get off of it at the moment, or are you doing something else? Because I'm curious. I'm interested in shooting one of the two.
I mean, I'll follow the lead. I can get off of it, or I can ride it. Whatever you need.
Do they both look equally injured, or?
Yeah, they're both on their last legs.
I'll pop out and shoot it towards the one flying away.
Okay. The one with the crew.
It's gonna get the last shot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll shoot at it. I'll use my I have advantage from being hidden, and I'm also gonna spend 2 hope on my sneak attack.
Oh, okay, absolutely. Go ahead. Let's
going
go.
For the kill, try out the pea shooter, see what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the attack first. Yeah. That's cocked. Not great. That's a 14 to hit. Oh wait, sorry, I gotta add my +1, 15.
Its difficulty is 13. So, tell me what it looks like where do you shoot it that causes this wyvern to begin falling out of the sky over the oceans?
Let me see how much damage you got to see, like if I'm just like clipping it or giving it a good tear.
Oh, that's fair. That's no, because his minor threshold is 1.
Okay, so only 25 damage.
Only 25 damage, which is in his severe, but again, he only had the 1 circle left.
Yeah, I mean, he's flying away. I mean, just a graceful, like right in the back of the neck, out the mouth.
Oh, incredible! You see him arch up and then he tucks his wings in and spiraling down out of sight, assuming that he crashes into the water. Now, that is an action token to my side, and do I jump in? Nah, I want to, I've still got a long way to go before the day is over. So I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep that little fear. All right.
Well then, since Tank stopped him here, I will kind of loosen the chains around him just a bit and like slide around him and just like kind of hook underneath him and slide down with my weapon to attack him.
Okay, so you're making an attack on him. Perfect, love this.
I don't think that's gonna. It's a 13.
With?
Hope.
Hope. Okay, we'll mark your hope. His difficulty is 13.
Nice. Do 12 damage to him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that is going to be in his major, but again, he only has the 1 health left. So like, explain to me what happens in this last moment, and know that right now this wyvern is falling effectively right at the wing of the ship.
Oh my god.
Here, right?
Are we breaking Marlo's airship?
I loosen the chain, I spin around him, and I hit him like I would assume a little above where Tank had shot him in the stomach, and kind of start like sliding down. I see that he's like starting to like fall in the direction of the wing. And like as I'm sliding down, one of my feet kind of like reaches over and grabs the movable rod that I have. Right, is that what it is? It's the suspended rod.
It's not the immovable rod. The suspended rod. Folks.
As soon as I said it, and then I will like jam it into the crevice in him and activate it with my foot, so he stops moving long enough to pass where he won't hit the ring. I'll deactivate it and then lunge off of him and grab onto like some of the ropes on the ship itself.
Okay, so I'm gonna reenact what's happening here, guys. There is this ship. The mast is here. The wyvern is floating over the wings. He jams his stationary suspended rod in as the ship is still moving just far enough for the wings to pass out of view, and then unclicks the rod so that the wyvern then continues his descent, just stopping him briefly enough. A suspended rod is not going to completely halt the trajectory of a wyvern.
Right.
But enough, I'll give it to you. Like, for the creativity alone of that, I'll give it to you that it prevents it just enough that it, and even off balances it so that it begins to tumble out of the sky and into the distance. You are still in the middle of the air, and I would like to remind you, because you clicked the rod there, the mast is now here. What are you doing as the ship, very fast, is slowly, you are seeing it move out from under you as you unclick and begin falling?
So,
just
like right before I unclick, he would like kind of pinch, and like you'd see him like kind of tense up like a spring to where it's like in place, and he would launch himself and unclick it like once he pushed his pressure off of the suspended rod to like fire himself back onto the deck of the ship.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna ask for a check. I'm gonna
ask, for sure, for sure.
Tank, do we have?
If I fly and I'm near, can I help?
Sure. Yeah, sure, absolutely. So add a D6.
I'm aiming at Tank. I'm like,
Tank.
When I turn and look.
Tank's gonna roll the D6 here. This is your help action, okay? All right, let's. Jimbo's on mute.
I'm definitely too late to help, but I'm there with the grappler getting ready to shoot. Tank is like, get the chain going.
I rolled 2 8s.
Oh, my. Okay.
Nice.
All right. My difficulty was 15. I figured. So even without the help action. But Tank, what did you roll, just so that we're aware?
Got a nice 2.
Nice. All right. Okay.
Hell yeah.
But that works. And now it's a far drop. So with that score, I'm going to let you do anything that you want to do to slow your trajectory, such as a nice sails moment.
Yeah. So I think like once I spring off like towards Tank, he holds his hands out, I grab it, and like he kind of like under tosses me, and like I spin up and just like kind of land on one of the ropes hanging from like the mast in the center, and then just like slide down to the base.
Amazing.
And right where fucking Augustus is, standing, just watched us doing this fucking majestic shit while his crew was dealing with the other one.
Absolutely, yeah. Augustus has just made it to the mast as you tumble flat on your back and on the ground in front of him. He looks around at your group, seeing that your wyvern is down, and he says, "Wow, that was quite a display there. Normally takes a full squadron of my soldiers," and he looks across to where his full squadron took down one wyvern and a pair of officers besides to fight off one of those things. And the 4 of you did it by yourselves.
I actually helped the other group, so there's only just the 3 of them.
That's incredible. Well, I'll give it to Marlo. I suppose having adventurers aboard has its advantages. He's going to reach out his arm to you, Ted, and hoist you up. Claps his hand on your shoulder and says, "You and your crew are going to have to join me tonight for dinner so that I can properly thank you for your service. Take some time to bandage your wounds and rest, of course." And he's going to pat you on the back. Tank, you landing, he's going to reach out and again, man grab and say, "Good man."
I'll give him a good firm shake and a nice wink.
As he passes
a good firm shake.
A little ass slap.
Good game.
Yeah, good game. Good game. As he
Game.
passes Anura and Gimbo, he claps both of you on the shoulder. You kind of both bow a little bit from the weight, and he kind of chuckles and straightens you back up. And, all right, men, start putting it back together. Da, da, da. And then you know, just fully ongoing, and he begins heading up. All of the crew immediately, yes, sir, and begin cleaning up. You guys now have the opportunity to head down for a rest. So you all find your way down to take a short rest in your quarters. The last thing we're going to do before we close off for the night is, what actions are y'all taking for your short rest?
I'm definitely going to prepare, and then I guess clear stress because I have one of those.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm completely fine. So does anybody want me to help them?
Prepare and
I'll prepare, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so Tank is going to prepare with someone. I think probably Jimbo.
I'll
Are
prepare.
y'all all
with-
preparing? Y'all
Yeah.
group
Yeah.
prepare.
We're
What are
preparing
y'all doing
together.
as a group to prepare for the coming onslaught?
I have brewed a beautiful herbal tea for everyone to drink.
While he does that, I'm reading a raunchy chapter from Chef Daddy out loud.
Ooh, yeah, that's really good. I like that.
Raunchy.
How does everybody handle this raunchy
Oh,
story? Everybody
and
good?
other thing.
Hold on.
He's inspired the troops.
Oh, Ted is a little embarrassed by one of the paragraphs as she's going through this chapter. You kind of see him like when he's pouring the tea, spills a little bit.
Flush, yeah.
My God.
Hey guys, you should all be wearing one of these. I have like the life preserver around me. Like, if you would have fell off, you would have been in trouble. You should have one of these on.
It's like, Jimbo, you just have to roll with it. When you're up this high, you fall sometimes.
Yeah, and this will slow you down.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to have to jump off and get you. I'm not going to.
Oh, I thought Jimbo was saying he would have, and I was like, even with his fear of heights, still the
What
bridge-
about it?
Yeah, let him
What
go.
would happen if it was down?
All right, anything else y'all are doing for your short rest? Because we're gonna pick up right here the next time for a dinner party.
I am repairing my armor because it did
Fantastic.
take
Go
some
ahead and roll your
hits.
D4.
All right, I got a 4 on it. I only had 2 guns, so
Incredible. What else are we doing, guys? Anything else?
Is
Learning how
anybody
to
hurt? Because I can use one of mine to tend somebody else's wounds.
I am missing. I got 1 hit point during that fight.
You're just laughing at me now.
Yeah, I'll go over there and I'll tend your wounds.
Me and
you.
Ted are trying to figure out
Give
a
her the
reload.
first aid kit.
How to reload
She's
the gun?
slapping a band-aid on it.
Yes.
All right.
Can I get a Wanderer's Pack full?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. What are you looking for? Also, I meant to ask you, you did use a health potion during that scene, so how many health potions do you have left?
I believe I have 1 health, 1 stamina,
Okay.
and then I think I have that 1 armor potion, right? I think I used that.
It was some kind of dust or something. It was
Like the very
a crit
first
potion,
thing I
something
pulled out.
Sorry,
It's
guys,
like
y'all were
fortitude.
I thought
Sorry.
you had taken that. Had you not? Then you still
I don't remember taking it, but if you said I did,
I think you didn't.
No worries.
I think you didn't. So you still have that. That's a potion of... No, you had the
Fortitude,
potion of
right?
stability that you had taken to get an additional downtime move. Dying.
all good. I'll just get something from
Yeah, this is
Dad.
probably a good
Downton.
reminder of make sure that you have your inventory clearly marked on your character sheets. Do you
Yeah.
have anything written down?
I do. It's not like
What does it
super
say?
updated though. I had to switch pages after the update.
Okay. The only thing that I remember you getting was the potion of stability, which on use you took an additional downtime move and you used that at the time.
Yeah, we'll just call it 1 health, 1 stamina potion.
Okay. So everybody, please make sure that you have your stuff marked clearly on your character sheets. If you don't have anything marked, you don't get to use any potions. And now we're doing a reach into the bag. Is there anything you're looking for specifically, like a health potion?
Probably like a health potion or something in case I get schmacked.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have one of those because, again, the way that I use it is a consumable under the common sub-branch you can have, especially if it's not anything unique. So you can have a minor health potion. You can mark that on your character sheet. All right. Anything else, guys? All right. So when we pick up here next time, we will be going into Act 2 of the Marauders of Windfall. Obviously, we took a little bit of time to get going in this adventure because we needed to give our heroes a sound send-off, and we always play around a lot. But we're going to wrap this up in the next one. It's not too much more. So you've been invited to dinner with Commander Augustus Kane. And, of course, his elite of the group. Everybody else is having dinner in the galley at 1700, but you will be having a dinner in the captain's quarters at 1800. So, different situation entirely. All right.
So many hundreds of hours away.
Yeah, a whole 100 hours. You're going to be so hungry by then. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming and watching our first part of Marauders of Windfall. Thanks for the bits and the subscriptions. We're affiliated. And again, we will be here tomorrow night for 1.5 drop discussions. So,
yay!
Anything to add before we close out from anybody? We good?
Make sure you're following us on Twitter or X. Join our Discord. We're on Instagram. And if you haven't subscribed on Twitch, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. You got that Amazon Prime Twitch.
Oh, and YouTube.
And YouTube. That one's free. Do that.
That one's free, and we're on there.
Thanks, Mother of Pearl. Thanks, Ayla. Thanks. Black Obama, MC Cat. We had Gene Screen, Cinda Window. We had Velocidad. Thank you all so much for being here, Spud Nugget. We got it, baby. You know it. Y'all have a great day. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good Daggerheart and roll with hope. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.